It's time to get on up with Jam and Renee. And here's your hosts, James Arthur M. and Renee Culver.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh my God, look at me coming at you like here's full
Looking
screen.
great.
All right, we'll adjust this. We didn't know. It's a little bit better. All right, good. No, just like this was a lot of James. Did you see? I mean, I'm in a hotel.
Yeah.
So we're
No, that's
coming
what
at
we
you
asked
from
for.
a little differently. Coming in live here. But good morning, everybody. You are on Backchannel live. You know, this is the only place where you can watch and listen to live hosts and chat with them in real time. And this is Get On Up. I am your breakfast jam for the morning, James Arthur M.
And I am Renee. As Jam said, we are Get On Up. We are here every single weekday at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thrilled to be here. I am a flutter. I am nervous. I want to ask for your autograph. I am among celebrities. Jam, you knocked it out of the park yesterday at the red car. I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you. I know our Get On Uppers watched. I know they can't wait to talk about it. I know you have more on the agenda, but we got to lead with, you are a star, my friend. Absolute star. And I can't wait to hear all about it, but I'm very excited. I'm very proud of you. Great job.
Oh, yay. Okay, question though, too. Thank you for
Yes.
that. Now I am
welcome.
recording on the road. I have my Yeti mic. How's my volume? Testing?
You sound
Testing?
great.
Should I be louder?
Test.
Do we want to see the mic? Is that what we want?
Of course we want to see the mic. Yes. What does a travel mic look like? Let's take a peek. Let's see it. Oh, sure. Yeah, that looks great.
Yeah.
That looks good. I love that your travel mic is still nicer than my normal mic. This guy, what does she do? She's a loose tooth. What's happening? Okay.
I
She's all
love
right.
it.
She'll be
Professional
fine.
podcaster Renee Culver. We love it. We love it all the live long day. All right, so Get On Uppers, what Renee was talking about. I did host the Marvel red carpet world premiere of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness last night. So if you missed it, don't worry, it's on YouTube. So if you go to the Marvel YouTube page, you can watch it. It's about an hour. You're going to see me interview the entire cast except for Chiwetel Ejiofor. He didn't show up. I was heartbroken. The entire cast. Talked to Kevin Feige, the whole entire who's put all this Marvel Universe stuff together. Like it was a good time. It was a good time.
You talked to God, you know, I mean, I will make
look
you
at
go
this.
through every
Tim
minute.
just said, I just got chills. Tim said, "Good morning, Jam. You crushed it on the red carpet yesterday. Tim, you won.
You did. Tim knows. Tim knows.
Audra, happy Tuesday. And again, don't worry if you didn't watch it. You can head on over to the YouTubes and you can check it out on over there. Stacy, good morning. Stacy saying, I hear you, Jam. Audra, Audra saying, I can't wait to go and watch. I think you're gonna have a good time. We'll talk about it later. Renee, we'll look at Renee has the reviews are in, and we'll see what Renee, she's a tough critic. This one over here.
So the worst. The worst. I would have opened with, listen, baby, let's talk. You were phenomenal. This is your gift. This is your purpose. This is why you should be here. The Get On Uppers all know. But Audra did see your Instagram. We got a little preview. So even that is looking good.
Okay,
even
good.
Instagram
We love that.
Good.
Also, Audra and I we're twins. We have the same microphone. So I love that, Audra. The Yeti. It's a classic mic. It's very good. If you're looking into getting into like podcasting or you need a microphone, the Blue Yeti, I recommend. It's a classic. It's good. Stacey, you haven't been able to watch, but I know you're gonna get to it. And Renee, can you tell us who's in the Get On Up audience today?
I would love nothing more. I would love
take a sip of coffee.
As you should. And now, Jim, as our resident star, I'm curious. Is it still your preference to do a little flippity flop so I get the banner?
I would love it, but Sarah, you're busy.
Sarah, when you get a chance, we'll do a little flip flop. We'll do a little flippity flop.
Renee, Renee and I are wearing complementary colors. I love this.
Thank you.
I'm doing mine in honor of the Scarlet Witch.
Excusez-moi. And I'm doing mine in honor of what was on the floor on the way to the chat. It was a little chilly.
I love Renee Culver so much. As soon as Renee is done saying what's up to everybody in the audience, I have a
Yes.
special announcement I have to make.
Oh boy. Oh, this is very exciting. Okay. Get on Uppers. We're so happy to have you here this fine Tuesday morning. We have quite the dream team. We got Audra. We got web chat user. We got Curtis.
Ooh.
We got Limber Orca. We got Stacy. We got Raymond. We got April. We got Alexi. We got No Name. We got Misty, and we got Tim. That is a dream team. That's a dream team.
Dream
Thrilled
on,
to have every
dream
last one of you.
away. I don't know why I went into that song. Okay, get on Uppers.
Yes.
Guess who I saw? So I'm in LA. I am in LA. And guess who I saw? I know you're like, oh, I saw you talk to Benedict Cumberbatch. Better than that. You're like, oh, I talked to Elizabeth Olsen. Better than that. I saw Renee Culver in person. I got to hug this woman. I have not physically seen this woman.
Years.
Since I think it was 2017. I think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was 2017 is what I think it was.
This sounds
and
accurate.
So I saw her. She's just as delightful and amazing in person. I just like and
yes.
On the Marvel red carpet yesterday, everybody, Renee Culver was with me. And this is why I did so well. I'll tell you why I did so well. What was in my right hand pocket?
What do we have?
This.
Renee
gave
me a little wishing stone.
I had it in my right hand, so Renee was right there with me. I had it in my right pocket, and that's why yesterday went so incredibly well. So thank you,
not
Renee.
remotely true. It went.
And she treated me to ice cream. I got 2 scoops. Like
yeah, you did. Absolutely.
She treats me so well.
It's not remotely close to true. You did so well in spite of me coming at you with that much energy. But truly, Jam, and get on Numbers. I wonder if you are this way. Do you have a friend or a pal who is so extraordinarily talented that it almost makes you angry? Where you're just like, I can't. You're so good at this. That is how I feel about you and how you did yesterday. You knocked it out of the park in a way that I knew, but just to see it was phenomenal. The amount of things that you were juggling, the questions that you asked, it was truly extraordinary. I am so proud of you, and I would like everyone to go watch because I think they will equally.
I think we have to jump in. I think we're gonna talk about this at the top of the show. I was gonna wait till the second half. I don't think we'll be able to make it.
Absolutely not. We're gonna do the top, the middle, and the end.
And Raymond has a great question. Raymond said, "Did you guys hug?" Raymond, not only did we hug, I dipped her. She yelled at me again. She said, "Dip me!" in classic tradition. And I gotta tell you, so we were in the lobby. So I was waiting in the lobby. I was like, "Oh, Renee, want to meet me at 8:30?" Just got out of a production meeting, and I'm like sitting in the lobby, but like the way that I'm like front row of the lobby, and I was like, "This is a lot." Like she's gonna just walk right up, and I'm like, "Hello!" And
it was
then
perfect.
As I was trying to think what to do here, then she comes sneaking in, and the scene we created in the lobby was both terrifying and heartwarming for everybody. You can see I looked around afterwards because Renee and I was like, we're like screaming in the lobby, we're hugging, and I'm about to dip her, and Renee's like, oh, we're gonna keep hugging for even longer. And I'm like, okay. And then I go, Renee, and she knows exactly what to say. She goes, dip me, and I dip her in honor
and we dipped it. And I did put a little support on my own back. I was like, there we go. All right, she's good. She's fine. And not an icy hot to be had the next morning.
I travel with my icy hot now. Don't worry, I am right there now.
Yes.
Oh, my bed in this Lowe's hotel, too comfortable. I woke up and I was like, oh no, my back. I have to talk to Elizabeth Olsen today.
Of course you did. But no, it was yes. Okay, let's hear it.
Well, just catching up on some of the conversation. We've got Marley. It has been a while. Marley said, "Hi, it's been a while." Marley, welcome. Hi. Oh, Molly. That's right. Remember Molly, whose name is Marley, and then we couldn't figure out how to change it. I mean, you can still be Marley if you want, but
of course.
If you go say change my name, it should do that. And if that doesn't work, I will help email into Volley Alexa. Fix it for Molly. Fix it.
We'll get this figured out. We can do it. I believe in us completely.
Okay.
All right. Yes.
Quick rundown of what we are going to get ourselves into in no order because we have no idea. We're entering into the multiverse. Anything can happen at any moment. at some point we're gonna do a treat yourself Tuesday. At some point we're gonna do a celebrity birthday quiz. At some point we're gonna celebrate it's Asian Pacific Heritage Month. So we're gonna dive into that.
Great.
We're gonna talk about the red carpet. We're gonna talk about Captain America because we didn't get to talk about it last week, so we're gonna talk about it today. And we're doing Giving Tuesday / Tip Tuesday. Stick around to the end. I definitely have some tips for you.
I can't wait.
How to do it.
I need to hear all of these. Okay. All right.
Okay.
I want to hear about this red carpet.
We have pictures. We do. I have a bunch of photos.
Okay.
So Sarah, I have tons of photos. We'll show you. So when Sarah gets a moment. So doing the red carpet. So again, doing this for Marvel. It was Marvel Studios, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness world carpet premiere. I was co-hosting it. This is my third one that I've done. I've done Black Panther, Eternals, and then this one. And I have to tell you, like, you know, getting ready for it, I was like, oh, I'm just going to the office. Like, for Eternals, I hadn't done one of these in so long, and I had a lot of nerves and anxiety, and plus it was Selma Hayek and Angelina Jolie for whatever reason was like tripping me out. But Sarah? Do we have photos?
I bet these photos are
the
coming.
photos are coming. All right. Whenever you get a chance, Sarah, we'll do these photos here. I want to make sure that they see them. But yeah, so to the point where Renee was talking about, like, it was like live television like no other. So that's Justin Warner, who's one of the other co-hosts. He was our fan on the floor who was roaming around.
I love it. First, we got to talk about. Do we have a picture of your outfit?
Okay. Yeah, we'll get to the outfit.
You look wonderful.
So we'll just keep scrolling here, Sarah, to the next one. And yes, what were you gonna say?
Sorry, fan on the floor. Is that an official title?
Okay, so that's the kind of what we gave him. He was kind of like because he's not the man on the street because there was no street. It was, that was his official title. Justin Warner is like a celebrity. I think he's on like. Do you all know Justin Warner? He's kind of famous. I don't know exactly what he does. I love him. He's great.
Yeah.
But he's like a celebrity chef guy. Like he was on one of the cooking shows. Great. And so he does a lot of like Marvel cooking type things. But this is me getting ready to host. This is the red carpet. We'll keep. Oh, and there, you can't see in this photo, they call it an IFB in my ear.
Right.
So the entire time that I am doing this red carpet, there is someone in my ear, and they're like, "Okay, great." Oh, we're just
nice, Sarah. Very nice. Excuse him.
There it is. You can't see it. I was like, "What is she doing?" There it was. That little clear thing, Sarah. You're right on the money. There it is. A clear little IFB. I have.
Also a handsome ear. A handsome IFB. A handsome ear.
All right, we'll go to the next one. We'll go to the next photo. But so I have a producer in my ear the entire time chatting. Oof. There's me holding two mics for some reason. I was holding my co-host's mic. But we've got fans everywhere for this red carpet. Like they're just all over the place. And so the idea is that and they're all in cosplay, like they're all decked out. And so the idea is when they're walking onto the carpet, the celebrities, then they'll walk up onto our stage. Because again, we're Marvel. So we're not like Entertainment Tonight being like, oh, excuse me, Benedict Cumberbatch, what's it like to wear a cape? Like that's not, us.
No, this is the one stop you have to make on the red carpet.
And what is so weird is that like sometimes they're producers and they're personal wranglers. They're so like they don't realize like we're Marvel. You want to come and talk to us. Like sometimes we're like, oh, we're in a package right now. We'll be in 2 minutes. It's just a 2-minute package, and they're like, no, Benedict Wong has to go, and they're like, you're gonna go talk to TMZ, who's gonna be like, I saw you eating ice cream and falling. We're gonna first of all, we're not gonna ask you any questions that are gonna put you in a situation where you feel like you're gonna spoil anything. We're not gonna ask you anything that is not to do with this movie. Like we're not gonna ask you these wild questions. So. It's fascinating sometimes when they're like anyways, but okay, we can, but I had like someone like you have like, there's so much that you're juggling when you do these things because there's fans everywhere yelling. You've got like, someone in your ear telling you to like, okay, rap Benedict Cumberbatch. And you're just like, well, I'm talking to someone. Like they kept being like, get rid of Rachel McAdams. And I'm like, no, we have to end this interview on a good note. Like,
Oh my
Oh, we've got
goodness.
some
Yeah.
questions coming on here
Yeah.
as well. Audra said, "Who was your favorite person to interview?" That is a great question. I think we have a photo. I will let you know. We'll put a pin in it. I'll let you know as
Okay.
we'll go through the
It's
photo.
a great
Audra,
question,
great
though, Andrea.
question.
Very good.
And
Yeah.
I have two. I have two that were my favorite. All right, we'll
Yeah.
keep going. So this is the outfit that I was wearing. It
Nice.
turned out pretty well. Like I at the last minute decision, I was gonna wear a black tie, but I thankfully had a red tie just in my back pocket. And I'm so
Yeah.
glad I did because
Yeah.
it was
It
just
pops.
enough pop, you
It
know?
looks great.
Black
I am not a fashion
belt.
person, and I can tell that this looks great. Very, very
Yeah,
good.
I
Mhm.
feel very
Mhm.
good. So, who am I wearing? Well, the suit is Calvin Klein. The shoes are also Calvin Klein. The tie is H&M, and the vest is from a store called Freeborn in the Castro.
Perfect. Yes, absolutely. God, what I would give for more people on the red carpet to be like H&M, Target, my mom. Great. Perfect. This is amazing.
Our dear friend Raymond said, if you were to cosplay, who would you cosplay as?
Ooh, that's a
Cosplay
great
said I would
question.
be a good Black Panther. I know. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I gotta say, the cosplayers, because we were about an hour, they load them in.
Right.
And it's like, if you ever been to a live tape and it's like, hurry up and wait, and you're so excited, and then they're like,
Yeah.
yell, like, get ready to yell. And you're like, I want to save it up. But they're like in these costumes, it's hot. But there were some that traveled from the Bay Area, and it was really fun because
Sure.
I was like, they're like our audience. And so I got to chat with them beforehand and get to know them. And at the end of the night, they were wanting to take pictures with me. Like, it was just like
Of course they
so
were. They know. They've got their
wild.
thumb on the pulse of what's next. They know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Audra was asking if we can zoom in on this outfit. And you know what's so funny? On my laptop, I did. And I was like, there you go, Audra. And I was like, well, I guess that's not for right. No, not everybody can see it. Okay, yeah. Nice, Sarah. Look at that. Look at that
Isn't that a nice
vest.
vest? Yeah.
Look at that
Okay,
tie.
where are we going?
Looking
There's my
good. You're
crotch.
looking good. Very, very handsome. I love it.
All
I
right,
love it.
we'll
Amazing.
keep going on this slideshow here. Oh, this is towards the end of the night. After we've
Because we have
seen the movie, so I
fans.
got to see the movie for the second time. This time on the big screen. So I got a private screener for the film. Did I tell you guys about my story about the private screener? So they sent us a private screener link, and that it was the whole movie. They were supposed to send us just
Right.
20 minutes, and I
Right.
was studying, because you study for these red carpets like you're studying for your finals. Like, it's
Yeah, of
just.
course.
I
Of
have
course.
flashcards. There's all this content that I'm trying to study. They had like 8 content packages for us to like go to, talking about like Sam Raimi, talk about there's all these things. And girl, we didn't do any of those content
Of course
packages.
not.
Like,
Why wouldn't you? Yeah. No,
I
it just, what
spent
are you
so much time
wearing? Who
studying
is
these
this?
content.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
They send you all this
Absolutely.
stuff to like know all of these things, and then you don't talk about any of it. But good for
Right.
you to know and have it in your back pocket.
Certainly.
We can go to the next one here as well. And Audra said, OMG,
Aw.
stunning. And Stacey said that I would be a very good Agent Venom. Oh, I do like
You
that.
would?
Agent Venom is dope.
Stacey's
He's
when Stacey's
Venom,
right,
but
she's right.
he's
Yeah.
and Stacey, look at you with the deep cut comic
Yeah.
book knowledge.
Okay.
Agent
Okay.
Venom, Stacey, you be knowing your comics. I love
I
you.
will take
This is
all of
again.
this.
We've left the theater. We've seen the
Sure.
movie, and we were in the Dolby. I got to sit in the Dolby, which is where they do the Oscars.
Best.
So I'm like, ooh, I'm sitting where maybe Meryl Streep sat, but I don't think she's
Yeah.
ever sat as far back as I was. Maybe her
You don't
stunt
know.
double. She had an off year. Like, Meryl, get to the back. I wasn't in the back. I was like in the middle. I was in like the middle
Right.
area. But yeah, Yes, Jam and Renee. Question from the audience. Jam and Renee, who would each of you want to cosplay as? Great question. Renee, if you had to
Ooh.
cosplay, is there a superhero that you would want to cosplay? And I want to turn this
Mhm.
around to the Get On
Mhm.
Uppers. Question for everybody. Who would you want to cosplay as if you were to go to one of these like movies? Might get you in the fan pen if you're good enough.
Yeah.
Looking good
Gosh,
enough.
this is so good.
Get On
This is so
Uppers.
good.
Who
Yeah.
would you want to cosplay as? Renee, who would you want to cosplay?
Mhm,
Sarah,
mhm,
producer,
mhm.
we want to know from you too.
Yeah. Oh gosh, this is so good. This is such a good question. Now listen, okay, because I want to be practical about it. So Ant-Man, of course, immediately comes to mind. Of course,
Oh,
obviously.
you'd be a great
I
Ant-Man.
really loved. Okay, so this Winter Soldier that I just saw, the guy with wings is Falcon.
Falcon,
I
yeah.
love
He's
Falcon.
cool.
I love him,
Good.
but I don't think I can
Yeah.
pull it off. I don't think I can. Can I do Kat Dennings? Can I be?
You could.
She's not a technical superhero, right? But
No, but she is well in WandaVision we do see she is a doctor. You know, she's a
thank
doctor
you.
physicist.
Okay.
So
And
there
what is
is
her
that.
character's name?
Kat Dennings playing
Kat
Kat
Dennings. Okay,
Dennings.
yes. I would like to be Kat Dennings. Thank you.
Katie, oh my God, everybody, you all know. I'm so sorry. I swear I work at Marvel sometimes. What is her name?
You
Sarah
know.
chiming in would be
Yes.
Valkyrie, like from Thor
Ooh.
Ragnarok, because Sarah
Oh,
loves
yeah.
Tessa Thompson.
Yes. Love it.
Let's see. Oh no, Audra, please keep the questions and demands coming. This is
Yes.
actually supposed to be interactive and not just me doing a monologue. So please, this helps me do my
No,
job.
it is literally love it.
And
So much.
Stacy, your mom plays Marvel Contest of Champions. My friend Josh, who also works at Marvel, does a lot of hosting for Marvel's Contest of Champions. We were just talking about that. I think there's a new version of Contest of Champions, Stacy. It's called like Revolution of Champions. I don't know, something. They did it up. They did it up. And Audra would go as Captain Marvel.
Ooh,
We
yeah,
love
Audra,
Captain
you'd be a
Marvel.
perfect
We love
Captain
her so
Marvel. That's
much.
great.
Ooh, or
That's great.
Sylvie from Marvel Studios Loki, who is pretty much Lady
Mhm.
Loki. We do love her. That would be really
Love
good.
it.
Ooh, Raymond said a good Agatha. Maybe you could do an Agatha Harkness.
Yes. Who's Agatha?
Because she's funny. Catherine Hahn.
Yes.
WandaVision, where you stopped paying
Oh,
attention.
what an honor. What an honor. No. Once she started flying, I stopped watching, but
I
yes, that would
understand.
be an honor. I would love that. That sounds good. That sounds more age appropriate too. I like that. Sorry, Captain. And now Catherine Hahn. Great. Perfect.
Okay, this
Happy
is
to have
us
it.
talking to this is Benedict Wong. He plays Wong. I think it's the age of Benedicts now in Marvel because it was the age of Chris's. There was like 4 Chris's, and now there's like Benedict Cumberbatch, Benedict Wong.
Yeah,
Like
2
it's going
Benedicts.
on.
We're on our way.
He was a delight to get to talk to. He is now the Sorcerer Supreme because we find out in Spider-Man No Way Home that because Stephen Strange got blipped in the snap, Stephen Strange is no longer the Sorcerer Supreme, and Benedict Wong's character Wong is. So he was a delight to get to interview as well.
Okay.
We'll go to
Right.
the next one here. Our next interview person that we have. This is Danny Elfman, composer Danny Elfman. Household name. He did the Simpsons.
Oh, that's so cool.
He did the original Spider-Man trilogy with Sam Raimi, who Sam Raimi directed this film. And what's really great about this movie is like Sam Raimi, he did the original Spider-Man trilogy. He also, which I think ushered in a new era of comic book, us watching these movies and really appreciating them. No more like, remember who did like Batman and Robin and put nipples on Batman? And like, who wanted that? I'm a gay man. Even I didn't want nipples on the Batman suit. Like, it was just too much.
Fair.
But you have now people are making these movies who really, really care about them. And Sam Raimi really helped usher that in. Sam Raimi also, he does like horror movies as well. So just like this really perfect combination.
Right.
And
Audra's losing their mind at Danny Elfman, as they should.
Yes.
Danny Elfman sells out the Hollywood Bowl.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't get any bigger than Danny Elfman. Yeah.
Can I tell you something really funny that happened? So
please, of course.
we
Tell
were
us
in
everything.
like we were over to the one of our other co-hosts, Ray, who was like interviewing like one of the twins who are in the movie, and Danny Elfman's like publicist came over and they're like, can you make sure to mention his new album that was released last year? I just love it because the last person I thought would be like, Danny Elfman dropped an album last year, so we had to make sure to plug it. They're like, rap Danny Elfman. I'm like thinking, no, I have to mention he has an album.
We got to talk about that album. We simply
he's
have
such a
to
character,
do it.
and he's just, and I gotta tell you, the score for this film is phenomenal. It's so good. The music is so good. It's so good. I will say, because this movie it has some like creepy. It's a very kind of creepy movie. They definitely lean into it. I think you'll be able to handle it, Renee. I think you will be able to.
Okay, like, tell me everything. I will. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you everything. I'll tell you when the jump scares will happen. Like, I'll let you know.
All right.
I will watch this movie a million times. I will come over. Because by the time we get to this movie, I'll be living in LA. So I'll watch it with you.
So we'll just watch it together.
And look at this. Raymond chiming in. Yes, the nipples are weird on Batman. Like, who was like, we gotta.
I don't know.
And like Batman would make a suit. He'd be like, yeah, make sure the nipples are there. Like, why would he do that? It is a little
the weirdest. The weirdest. I love it.
But the score of this is so creepy. And usually usually for these red carpets, will like before like it's gonna launch live, they'll play like some of the score, and like, even for like the fashion parade, they'll use some of the
Right.
score. Our producers were like, "Well, this is the happiest part of the music that we could find," and it's like dun dun
Dun, 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 dun,
dun
dun, dun.
dun, and so that's what's playing during the fashion parade. It's like
That's
dun dun
hilarious.
dun 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 dun.
Yes, wonderful. This is exactly what we want. Absolutely. Yes.
And that's what I had in my ear blasting before the show was starting. So
Oof.
it was not helping me get into the zone
Sure,
because I
like
was like,
in the
someone's
zone.
gonna murder me. And I had the volume in my IFB turned up so loud because I knew the fans were gonna be yelling. And I gotta tell
Right.
you, when the show ends and you take out your earpiece,
Yeah,
it's like the voices in your head calm down because for like 2 hours you have had
sure.
someone
It's
also
just so
in
much
your
sensory
ear.
overload. Yeah. Is it the same thing? You know, when you spend all day at the beach and then you go to bed
Yeah.
and you still hear the ocean? Did you hear voices?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
still kind of felt
It
like
takes
it
a
felt
while.
there was definitely it took some while, yeah. Okay, so this is producer Victoria Alonso and Xochitl Gomez.
Okay.
Xochitl Gomez is playing America Chavez in this film, who is just a phenomenal character in the comic book. She has the ability to traverse the multiverse. Xochitl Gomez, up and you will household name a
Yeah.
couple of she's so talented. She was on Variety's Power of Young Hollywood, up and coming 2020
Amazing.
actors.
Of
Victoria
course.
Alonso, you've seen her name, and now you've seen her name on every Marvel. She's executive produced. Her and Luis de Esposito have been a part of every single Marvel Studios project. So it's not just
Wow.
Kevin Feige. He's got this amazing team. She's been right there along the way, and she's been one of the ones to really champion diversity. Like,
Yeah.
I have a really great interview with her for Eternals. She crashed my interview with Selma Hayek. As
Great.
Selma Hayek
Perfect.
kept being
That's what you
like,
want.
we're interviewing Selma Hayek, and then she's like, yes, yes, but the moon, and we can't. They're like, the producers were like, can we get a shot of the moon?
No, we certainly
And
cannot.
we,
No.
we, we
Yeah.
couldn't, and she just kept talking about the moon. It's like, okay, Selma, we can't see the moon, so please stop talking about it. But Victoria Alonso, when I interviewed her, she crashed my interview with Selma Hayek.
Great.
And Victoria Alonso, she's like, oh, I haven't seen Selma in a while. So she comes up the stairs and just comes and
Brilliant.
like hugs her
Yes.
and starts
That's what you
talking to
want.
her in
Yeah.
Spanish. And then Selma Hayek was like, oh, they don't all speak Spanish. And then Victoria Alonso looks straight into the camera and she goes, let them learn. And then I quickly go, and this is what's so beautiful about the movie
Yeah.
Eternals is that it's a movie where everyone is represented. It is really a
Yeah.
movie for everybody around the world. And I got quoted in Remezcal blog of like, and then James Arthur said, yeah. So
I
here is
love
Elizabeth
this.
Olsen.
Oh my God, I'm so
our
proud of you.
scar. This is Elizabeth Olsen. So Victoria Alonso and Xochitl Gomez were supposed to leave, and then
Sure. They
Victoria
just stuck
Alonso was like,
around.
well, Victoria Alonso was like, no, I haven't seen her in a while. I'm just gonna stay
Great.
here.
Great. She knows
And
what she's
when there
doing.
is
Yeah.
multiple people on stage, you have to pivot your questions to fit all of them.
Of course.
Uh,
Yeah.
At one point, we had the most random rat pack of people to do a 3-minute interview with. It was the costume designer, Graham Churchyard,
Right.
one of the co-producers, Mitch Bell, and then director Sam Raimi. Why are all three of them? I mean,
Yeah,
two
no,
of
those are
them,
3 people you
yes.
wouldn't necessarily put together. That's nuts.
And
Yeah.
it's so random, and not even an executive producer, a co-producer. Like, it's because Sam Raimi gets really shy, and so I think he saw
Yeah.
those two up there and was like, oh, let me go there and get this over with, and that's what happened.
Amazing. Amazing. Just in the chat, first off, Audra, the kindest is saying so excited to see you guys today. Audra, we are always so excited to see you. You are the very best. And then Raymond's is saying, who is your favorite person to interview?
Oh, we are gonna get to it. I promise you.
Okay,
All right,
we're
we'll
going,
get to
we're
our
going.
next
Okay.
one. Is this a
Love
land
it.
the plane, James? Like, okay, let's
No,
wrap this
no, no,
up.
no, no,
There's
no.
us
Not
laughing.
honestly.
I love this
This
little
is the
moment. Look,
rest
we're
of the
having a
show for me.
time of
Yeah,
our
yeah.
life. Look at that.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
All right,
I
we'll go to
love
the
it.
next one. I think we okay, maybe all right, that's just us still on the carpet. Okay. I have 2 favorites. And I
Yes,
knew this was gonna be one of my favorites. Rachel McAdams.
of
She's
course.
back as Dr. Christine Palmer. She had
Amazing.
this beautiful long sort of cape. I will say, as we were interviewing her, I think it
Yeah.
was a lot for her as well. Sometimes
Sure.
these actors, they're not all these big, extroverts and things like that. For some reason, because her character, we can't really talk about her character too much because, and I'm not going to say anything anymore. So we had to pivot our questions a little bit. So we tried to keep them more so like fun and like,
Right.
sometimes you just think we kept pitching her these like fun ones, and she was like, "My brain is not here to think. Like, can we just focus on the movie?"
Yeah.
But but so the fans are like, she comes up on stage, we're talking, and the fans are going wild, and she's like, I think I should just go. I think Benedict is here. Nobody cares. I'm like, no, they're cheering for you. And she goes, no, he's right there walking around on the street. They're cheering for him. I'm just gonna go. And we're like, no. And at this moment, they're just like, they're just like, no, like get rid of Rachel McAdams and go to the Tide commercial. And I didn't want her interview to end. I didn't want her
Right.
interview
With
to end, like,
I'll
on
let
that
myself
note.
out. Right.
So
Right.
she just was really, I'm gonna go. Like, he's right there. Everyone's cheering for him.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
So, but I didn't want to end like that. So then I was like, I had this question in my back pocket. I really wanted to ask her. I said, okay, Rachel McAdams, if the multiverse, let's say it does exist, the multiverse exists, who would you, Rachel McAdams, hope like you are out there somewhere in the multiverse? What other versions of yourself do you hope exist?
Yeah.
Right. And but that's like a improv-y thing. And she just was like,
Sure.
I was like,
for that. Yeah.
and I was like,
Yeah.
for me, for example, I would have wished that like I was in like there's a version of me that's in a boy band, not lead singer, like, fourth guy, he's just there collecting a check.
Yeah. Backup.
And she's like, oh, that's good. She's like, yeah, I don't really. And then she was starting to walk away, and then she was like, oh, I guess I would, like, she was about to walk away. We were like, okay, go enjoy the night. And she was like, oh,
yeah,
I would learn like a lot of languages and play the maracas. And she's like, oh, that's boring. I'm like, no, we'd be in the band together. So we ended on a good note.
Come on. You won her over. You won her over. You did it. I love this. Okay.
Yep.
Great.
All right. We'll go
to.
I think we're
with a lot of languages.
She would be good. So I really enjoyed that moment that I had right there. My second one, they're back to back. My second favorite moment. This is Kevin Feige, and as you can see right here, you see this face that I am making.
Yeah,
he blew my mind.
Yeah, let's zoom in.
If you've watched this live, my mind was blown. I had an aha moment because I think I got a scoop from Kevin Feige, and I don't think he realizes that he gave us a scoop. He essentially said, Audrey, you'll appreciate this because you've seen Loki. He said at the very end of Loki, essentially the timeline collapses because the man, I forget what his name is, but Jonathan Majors' character shows up,
right?
And essentially the timeline gets broken and destroyed. It's at the edge of time, or at the very, very edge of time, and the guy who was kind of guarding it and keeping it at peace, he shall who not be named is no longer, right? He gone. Okay. He who remains. Yes, Audra, thank you. Yes. Thank you. He who remains is no longer, and he's like, listen, I'm not here. This is all, everything's gonna crackle and it's gonna collapse, right?
Yeah.
And so Kevin Feige says, he's like, yeah, well, all of this is possible. What you see at Spider-Man No Way Home, where the multiverse starts collapsing, the fabric gets broken, and then the events that happen in this movie, it's because he who remains is no longer there. That has never been confirmed before. Wow. That event is what's caused allowing the multiverse to be weakened for the events in Spider-Man No Way Home. And then this, and I was like, oh my gosh, did I just get a scoop? And he was like, no, it's all there.
Oh, okay. I think
Audra, did you know that?
I think you got a scoop.
Did y'all know that that's why did all that happened in Spider-Man No Way Home, and now why this is that?
I also didn't know what Kevin Feige looked like. What a little sweetie. I like him.
He always wears a hat.
Great.
Yeah. You never know what hat he's going to wear.
Yeah. I respect it. He's a new Ron Howard.
He really is. Audra says, oh, I see. I just assumed that was the case. Yes. But Audra, now we have official confirmation. See, even Tim said that was quite the scoop.
It's quite a scoop. You got a scoop.
And I've interviewed, this is my third time interviewing Kevin Feige. You can't scoop this man. He will not, he never does. And he just let that out. He was like, not everybody knew, Kevin. Not everybody knew.
Love it.
So,
It's a big
yep, yep,
deal. I'm
yep.
proud of you. Good job.
And then this is Benedict Cumberbatch, one of our last ones.
Come on.
He was good. He was good man, good man. Not as tall as I thought he would be. I mean, no, he's taller than me, but I don't know. He just
Sure.
seems so. And
Yeah,
he's
you're
phenomenal
towering.
in this movie. He's an amazing Doctor Strange. So, oh, look at that, Audra buying tickets right now. And that is
Yeah.
my big word of advice to everybody. And I'm not just saying this because you please go buy your tickets now and avoid the internet for the rest of this week, because now hundreds of people have now seen it because they didn't
Sure.
do any press screenings because they didn't want it spoiled, because they don't
Mm.
trust people can't keep it together anymore. They did press screenings for Eternals, and some TMZ was like, oh, and then this
Right.
happens in the end. Like, it's so
Right.
frustrating. The movie already premiered in the Philippines. It has leaked onto the internet. So
Of course.
you
Yeah.
have, which is so frustrating. Like,
Yeah.
this is the fun of it. Don't spoil things for people. I already think the trailers are also showing away way too much. But y'all are gonna enjoy it. I don't think the world is ready for this movie. It
No.
is gonna it's just boom. It's
I
boom.
love it. It'll blow your mind. I love now, have you gotten to interview Kevin Feige before? That seems
Yeah, my third
really
time.
big to me. Oh, okay.
Yeah, my third time.
That's amazing.
Oh,
It's
you can't.
incredible. I'm
I skipped him.
so proud of you.
But get your tickets, avoid the internet, avoid social
Okay.
media for 1 week. I am
Okay.
so not kidding. I do not trust these humans, and go see it
Sure.
as soon as you possibly can.
Okay.
And then wait,
We've
Stacey,
got
you fell
our
asleep
next
in the
steps.
movie theater's gym. During what movie?
Sure.
Must have been boring. Or maybe you were so you're tired.
Right. And I bet just telling you directly, Jam, that I fall asleep in the movie theaters. I get it. I get it. It's dark. It's
Cozy.
sleepy time.
The way they make those seats now,
Mm,
you're just like.
I understand. Stacey, I get it. I mean, you've heard me the past 4 Marvel things. I'm like, I fell asleep. I get it. I understand.
Oh,
But
in the
not for this
movie
one. You won't fall
theaters.
asleep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not for this one. I don't think it'll be possible. Okay, I know I took up a lot of time, but I
No,
just
are you
had to.
kidding? This is
I'm
all we care
fresh off
about.
the
This is
carpet, and I needed you all to get all the little
all
tidbits.
we want. And to review, so if folks want to go see this, honestly, it was really, really easy to find. Just you go to YouTube, and then YouTube, all you have to do is type Marvel. So there's no go to Marvel's YouTube. There's no anything else. So you just go to YouTube, you type Marvel, Gem will pop right up for you. It's very exciting. And did you see how many views you got? People are watching. It's
I didn't see. I didn't check the views. I
good.
didn't look at the comments.
It doesn't matter. It's all about the passion, but it's
But it
very,
also
very,
too.
very exciting.
It's also a streaming on TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook. So there's also, lots of people around the world tuning in for this thing. So
It's so cool. I'm so
I had a
proud of
great
you.
time.
So proud of you.
I'm so grateful for this experience. And I got to tell you, thank you to Renee, because honestly, Renee, you really helped set me up for success the night before. Honestly, getting to just spend time, like an hour with you, eating ice cream, shooting the breeze, and giving me this stone. I love you so much. I love these stones and tokens, and there's power in this, Renee. Like, it is.
Listen, if the third mystic shop in Las Feliz is to be trusted, it's full of power. But it had absolutely nothing to do with me. It had absolutely nothing to do with the stone. It is just you. You are special. You are so good at this. It needs to be your full-time job. Sorry, you heard it here first.
Look, there's Raymond. I love these
Raymond
questions.
is asking real questions.
Raymond's got great questions. He's like, "Did you hug? What kind of who would you cosplay as? What kind of ice cream was it?"
Yeah.
Yes, I had
great
something.
questions.
Oh gosh, what was my ice cream? It was like dirty.
Yeah, what was
something.
yours? It was
good.
dirt cake.
It was like
Does that sound
dirt
right?
cake
Does
or
dirt cake
dirty
sound like
cookie.
It was
It had
Ben and
cookie
Jerry's
crumble.
was the
It was
brand.
We went to Ben and Jerry's, and there was some cookie crumble of some sort. It was Oreo-ish. I don't know, delicious. And then
Love it.
something with brownies, chocolate brownie fudge. I know, not doing good explaining this.
Yeah.
What did you have, Renee?
You did it right. I'm also curious. Get on numbers. What is your favorite ice cream? And since we're talking Ben and Jerry's specifically, because I think that's a recipe that you're just like, all right, goes there. So for
I know what Renee had.
yes.
Cherry Garcia, because it is her favorite.
Very good. I do. And it's such an unpopular flavor. It is so bad, to the point where the lady behind the counter was like, please order this. Nobody else is ordering this. Please order this. And I was like, I got you. I got you.
Not only that, but they actually got shipped just Cherry Garcia. She's like, yeah, the order came in and we got 5 boxes of Cherry Garcia.
Please help me get through this.
And Renee's like, oh, I don't want to get this last bit. She's like, no, please do, so we
Please.
can get this next box. We have too much of it.
We got to keep it moving. Okay, all right, we're getting ice cream flavors. Chocolate. No question. Stacy says. Audra is saying my latest
Chocolate.
favorite. Yeah, no questions. Stop asking
Chocolate,
questions.
no
It's
questions
chocolate.
asked. Stacy, your sass is my
There's no
favorite
follow-up
thing.
questions with this. Ooh, Audra, I think you have just created a concoction the likes of which could make you a millionaire. Gingerbread and pumpkin spice.
Oh.
Put it together in a gelato flavor. And Audra, I have to tell you, if they had cookie dough, I was looking for it. If they had it, I would have done Cherry Garcia and cookie dough, but I didn't have it, so it's okay. It's all right.
I usually get half baked, and I was like, I always get that. I'm at Ben and Jerry's, like the official place. Let me try something different.
Nice.
And half baked it has like cookie dough and brownie in it.
Yep.
I need a brownie in my ice cream. I'm getting so hungry just thinking about this. I'm gonna run down
you're
to
good.
Ben and Jerry's afterwards.
I think
right over there.
you should. And also, Audra, gosh, we have the exact same taste. I also love the oatmeal cookie ice cream. I think, Audra, are you a cinnamon person? I feel like together we love a cinnamon. I love you put cinnamon on something.
There is a new one that I can't find. I got it once, and I think it was like a limited time edition.
Was it Justice Mix?
It had like cheesecake and brownie in it. It was like cheesecake and brownie. Yes, I know this was not a fever dream. And I was like, yes, it was essentially like half baked, but instead of cookie dough, it had like cheesecake chunks in it and brownie.
Well, that sounds like heaven. Okay.
Heaven,
all right.
heaven.
I love it. I love it. And then, okay, Tim, hold on. Now, Tim, you put yours in here. Where did it go? Tim, I know I saw it. Just a second. Well, now I can't find it. Okay. Well, Tim was saying we had cheesecake and then Renee, that oatmeal cookie one. I'll send you the link. Yes, please. Yes, please. It's made with oat milk. Well, this sounds amazing. Oh. Great. What? All right. Well, we're all agreed. We love it so much. Yes.
All right, it is time for Happy Birthday Celebrities.
Happy birthday celebrities. Happy birthday. Love it. I love it. Jam, I'm still here. Hold on real quick. The poor dog has got himself stuck. I'll be right back.
Yes. Oh my gosh. As the poor dog gets unstuck by Mama Renee. It is celebrity birthdays. So in a moment, we're going to celebrate some celebrity birthdays. There's a lot. We're not going to get to all of these. So I'm going to just try to do the ones that I think will be the most interesting for us to celebrate here on the show. So the way it's going to work is I'm going to ask y'all some questions of these celebrities, and y'all will be working together as a team to get this going. I do see Raymond's like, let's get more of this Marvel talk. There will be more. I promise you. You will not get me to shut up about this Marvel red carpet to the point where you're like, please stop. But for a celebrity birthday quiz, we're gonna quiz y'all just some trivia. We're gonna learn about some of these celebrities who are having birthdays, and the way that you chime on in is say is the magic word. Say is the magic word. So whatever you say after say will appear. So if you're like, how do I get involved in the conversation? You just say to your Alexa device, say, and then it will appear. And we definitely want to thank everyone who has been participating so far in the show. Just this great chats going on. Thank you to Stacy, Raymond, Tim, Molly. You were in there saying some things, and big thanks to everybody who's been watching so far. Oh, she's back. I turned away.
She's back. She turned away, and then she appears. She appears.
Incredible. All right. Let's do some of these birthdays. All right. Sarah, I also don't know. Are we going to May 1st, Sarah, or should we just stick to today? Jamie Doran? Is that a thing? Do we have him? Or are we not going to do him? We don't have. Oh, we are going to do him. This is so crazy. So 40 years old, Jamie Doran. What is this very scandalous movie franchise that he has been a part of based on a book?
Scandalous.
What is the name of this scandalous movie franchise that he has been a part of based on a book?
The movie is a scandal, or like there's been scandal within the cast?
I don't know.
Okay, all right. Okay, Tim is saying, oh, come on. All the answers are right here. Raymond, Tim, you got me. I'm so sorry, fellas. Yes, 50 Shades of Grey. 50 Shades of Grey. That's scandalous. Okay. All
Renee
right.
is
Okay.
clearly not a 50 Shades of Grey
No.
gal.
It's so funny. What
Aren't
is
you
the
like the
Taylor
demographic for 50 Shades?
Oh,
Like,
I'm sure,
you know,
certainly, most certainly. Yes. No,
like
you
a
would think.
woman, like
Yes.
AKA, I think
Yes.
a woman is like the
Yeah.
demographic. And Renee's like,
You're
I will have
right.
none of that.
No. And that's kind of you to drop middle age, but that's where I am. No, I think I'm exactly who's supposed to love it. I don't love it. I love the Taylor Swift song that accompanied one of the 50
Oh, there is
Shades.
one. There is a good song. It's on my nighttime playlist. I have it. I agree. Oh, yes. Oh, Tim is so right.
Yes.
Ding, ding, ding. Tim said he was very funny in Barb and Star Go to the Vista Del Mar. That
Ooh,
movie
have
is
not watched.
brilliant. Renee, have you not seen it? Oh,
Sounds like it'd
Renee.
be right up my alley. Yeah,
Renee, Kristen Wiig and her gal pal friend that she used to do comedy
love it.
with, who hasn't like her writing partner. Oh,
Yeah,
it's so good. Tim, you're so right. It's one of those
Isn't
movies that is
Annie
so
Mumbo.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those movies that is so just wild. It's sort of like
Yeah,
it's like Anchorman, Dumb and Dumber-ish, and that like the comedy is just so in its own sort of universe, and it's so hilarious. The movie is
brilliant.
so brilliant.
Internet is
Barb,
confirming it's Annie Mamolo, who also
okay.
wrote Bridesmaids with her. So that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay.
So
All right.
that's
I will
what
check
yeah,
it
they
out.
came together. Yep.
Okay.
Yes. Barb and Star go to the go to the Vistal Bar. It's so funny. Yeah,
Check it
even
out.
Raymond said, "Oh, she would love that movie because we know your
Yeah.
taste. We know your
You
taste."
guys know me. You know me. You know me. So this man is in 50 Shades. And then just real quick, Taylor Swift song is like, I don't want to live forever. That's exactly how the song goes.
Yeah,
Precisely.
beautiful song.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Ray Parker Jr. is turning 68. Ray Parker Jr.
Happy birthday,
Wrote
Parker Jr.
this famous theme song from this famous 80s iconic movie.
Theme song. Okay, famous themes. Oh, thank you,
Dun-dun-dun-dun,
Raymond. I'm
dun-dun-dun-dun,
telling you, these get on uppers. I
dun-dun-dun-dun,
will figure out a way to get us all on a
dun-dun-dun-dun,
virtual trivia team. Raymond's got
do-do-do-do-do,
it. Love it.
do-do-do-do-do,
It's Ghostbusters.
do-do-do-do-do.
It's Ghostbusters. Who you gonna
Ghostbusters.
call? Raymond, help
Busted
me.
makes me busted makes me feel good. There is a line that I used to sing Ghostbusters when I host.
Yeah,
This was my go-to karaoke song.
yeah,
When I worked on the cruise ship, I would close or open the show with
yeah.
Ghostbusters.
No, as you should. It's a crowd pleaser. You've done it right.
I
That's
like to
correct.
just go for the
Yes.
random ones. Busted makes me feel good. All right. Let's
Perfect.
go to Tina Campbell. Tina Campbell?
Okay. Happy birthday to Tina Campbell.
Oh, okay. She was a part of this gospel musical act. She was a part of this gospel musical act.
Hmm.
And it's the same name twice.
Oh, okay. Maybe. Okay. Jam, plug your ears. Tim and Raymond. Is it sister? Is that gospel? It doesn't seem right to me. Is
I
that
love where this is going. Please lock in that answer.
the same name
Please lock
twice?
that
That doesn't
answer.
seem right.
Please
That doesn't seem right. Mary,
lock it
Mary. I
in.
like that, Tim. Mary sounds
Dang.
much better.
That's
Okay,
exactly
Tim's
it.
good.
I do prefer
Sister.
sister.
No, sister. It's sister. I'm pretty sure.
It's Mary. Yeah, it's Mary. Dang, Tim be knowing. Yeah, she's part of that gospel group,
It's
Mary.
very impressive. Nice, Tim. Nice, Raymond. Great work. What a team. T.
All right. Still May 1st, kicking off the month. It's so hard. I know I'm like, I have to skip over these birthdays. I'm gonna get us to May 3rd. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna
Okay.
get us there. There's just so many good ones. I don't know how to skip these. I'm not good at this. Wes, do we want to do Wes Anderson? Do we like him? Is he bad? Do we cancel him?
Why not? Sure. He probably is, but let's
That's
try it.
Wes Anderson?
That's
He's
the
a
one.
baby. I've never seen what this man looks like. It's not what I thought Wes Anderson looks like. I just kind of pictured him more of like I don't know, old man. I think I just pictured him as Bill Murray in The Royal Tenenbaums. That's what I pictured that Wes Anderson looked like.
That's fair. Yeah.
He's 53. He looks like he's 12 here in this photo. He looks like that guy in
He
college that
does.
I was like,
Yes.
ugh, that guy. He does look like someone. I don't want to judge a book by the cover. Well, I don't think I want to hang out
Fair.
with this guy.
Yeah.
You're
Fair.
you're in Tinseltown. What's the beat on the street about Wes Anderson?
So far, okay. It's
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
I think, and it's fanatical. You don't get to be like, he's fine. You can either
Mhm.
you need to, if you love Wes Anderson, you need to lose your mind over it. Because I love the Fantastic Mr. Fox, I believe it's called. Me
Uh-huh.
even not fully knowing that name is a blasphemy.
Someone is going to come
Um,
for you.
so if I casually say at a party and I mess up the name like that, they're just like, get out. That is not the Phantom we're looking for here. You don't get to say I like anything. So I think
That's
if you are a fan, you need to lose your mind over him.
like Wes Anderson fandom and Star Wars fandom are so bananas. Like you have to get everything right. It's Boba Fett. Oh, I said it wrong. Boba Fett. Oh, they're gonna murder me.
You certainly
We're
you
not
certainly do
making
not.
any. Look at the audience is trickling
But
away as we
for
go.
moi personally, Isle of Dogs lost me. You don't get to treat those dogs that way, Wes. I know you think you're telling a story, but I will not be watching.
Mhm.
Let's say, okay, I love Wes Anderson, but he's also pretty easy to poke fun at. Yes, that's fair. I get it. Yep, it makes sense. It makes
Oh,
sense. All right,
Stacey,
we are
I
ready
see
for
your
a question.
advice.
Yeah.
Jab, never judge a book by cover because you
Okay.
have to open the book and see what's inside. Okay.
It's good.
But I
Good role
really
to
don't
live
want to
by.
open this book, Stacey. I just feel like, you know what it is, Stacey? It's my past trauma. He looks like just the guys that I don't want to hang out with. And that is
That's fair.
maybe I'm missing out. Maybe I'm missing out on
No,
some really good friends.
I think you're fine.
Audra says, loving Wes Anderson without self-awareness is a vibe. Woof. Can we get that on a pillow as soon as possible? I also want to make that my Instagram, like, just
Yeah.
image for the day is that.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes. 100%. Yes. Yes. Yes.
All right. I don't even want to. I think we've talked about Wes Anderson enough. Happy birthday. We're not even going to do the trivia.
Right.
All right.
Enjoy.
Christine Marie. The seat's spinning. After that conversation we've had. Christine
Yeah.
Baranski's turning 70. We love her. No
Yay,
notes.
Christine Baranski.
Ooh, look at this trivia. She was the 100th person to receive a Tony Award for this person's production. She was the 100th person to receive a Tony Award for one of this person's productions. So we're looking for a playwright, a
Oh,
very like renowned playwright, like who's
right.
alive. I think there's alive. It's not Shakespeare, is what I'm trying to get you at.
Okay. Is it
But someone that's
okay?
just like,
Get
all
on
right,
numbers.
this
Let's do
guy's
this together.
always writing plays.
Is it Son? Yeah. Audra, I would have guessed that too. I was gonna go Neil Simon because it's playwright, but I also don't know what she won the Tony for. Let's see. Okay. Well, yeah. Oh well, if it's Sondheim, they're not alive. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Tim was saying I was thinking Sondheim too. Okay. Yeah. Let's go with that. Tim and Audra are saying Sondheim. Is it
You know what,
Sondheim
Renee?
or is it Neil Simon?
Sometimes I just impress because Renee's like, I only know musicals and only know
Yeah.
musicals that took place between this time period and this time period.
Yeah.
And look at her proving us wrong because the first word that came out of her mouth was Neil Simon. And that was the answer, Neil Simon.
Hey, look at
Look
that.
at
Terrific. Do
you.
we know what play that was? I would have watched that, which
Yeah, I don't
doesn't matter.
know.
I'll look it up later. Okay. Well, very exciting.
All right. David Beckham's turning 47. 47. Okay. Ooh, Sarah, this is a great question. We're gonna learn something today. Now we
Can't wait.
all know that he's famous for playing soccer for Manchester United. So we already know that. Everybody knows
Okay.
that.
Great. Terrific.
After he played for Manchester United, what soccer, I think they call it club, but soccer team or football team did he play for? After Manchester United, he then was like, I'm out of here. I'm going to go play for.
Okay. Do we all want to see it together on 3? 1, 2, 3. Mighty Ducks?
So close. So close. La Madrid. La Madrid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Terrific. Great.
Yeah.
Well, great.
And we have some new. Look at that.
Nice,
The LA
Tim. That's a good
Galaxy.
guess. That's a very
Oh,
good
that is a
guess.
good guess. Because I do think he actually did play for the LA Galaxy at some point too, but maybe that was
Sounds right.
after La Madrid. Nicely
Yeah.
done. Real Madrid is the only other one I know, said Andra. Yeah. Maybe is that the name of the team? I don't know. It just says La Madrid.
Maybe. Yeah. Who knows? Who knows?
All right, we have joining in just in time. Welcome to Get On Up. I am Jam. This is Renee. We're playing Celebrity Birthday Quiz with the rest of the Get On Uppers. Serious Rooster, regular guinea pig. Regular
Great.
guinea pig.
I'm thrilled about it.
This is one of those times when Backchannel is just like, I got to produce 50 new names today. Regular guinea pig. Welcome. We're playing Celebrity Birthday Quiz, quizzing you on the celebrities who were born recently because we're catching up.
Love it.
All right.
I love it.
A couple more from yesterday to catch us on up. We've got to do her. Donatella Versace. Donatella Versace.
I love it.
I think she would not like that. Donatella Versace. Has anybody seen the Versace movie? Oh, wait, no. I'm thinking of House of Gucci. Anyways. Oh, but she...
Happy birthday. I couldn't do any better. I don't know. You guys know that this came from Target, and it's the nicest thing I got.
I'm sure she's loving this. She's probably the series rooster. She's like, really? I came in here because I knew you'd be celebrating me, and this is what you're doing. I get her confused because Gaga had this Donatella moment. She has a song called Donatella. She's like obsessed with Donatella, but then she played that Gucci lady instead. But I did see the the Ryan Murphy. Did anybody see the assassination of Versace? That was a great one. The American Crime Story, the assassination of Versace. So good. So good.
Interesting.
All right. So it's this lady's birthday. Donatella Versace. She is responsible for this celebrity's legendary Grammy dress in 2000. It's a legendary Grammy dress that people lost their minds for, and we still talk about today. Iconic. I think it's probably the most iconic awards dress ever, aside from Lady Gaga's meat dress, which she did not do. So if you're thinking meat dress,
Tim, Audra Raymond. I'm thinking that's Jennifer Lopez's green dress. Yeah, Tim, I agree. I think it's J-Lo. We good to lock it in? We feel good about that? Yes. Okay. We would like to go with J-Lo, please. The green dress.
J-Lo, the green dress. Ooh, bonus points for green dress. That's exactly. And see, look at that. Raymond chiming in. Yes, that was a good show talking about the assassination of Versace. It was really good. I mean, Ryan Murphy does not miss a beat with that American Crime Story. He takes his time with it. The casting is always really great and always explores something from an angle that you just didn't know. And the guy who ended up killing Versace, like, he was this closeted, it talks about so many different things about just, he was, I don't know, just where we were about like homosexuality in the 90s, and this man was a serial killer essentially going around killing people.
Crazy. I'll have to watch.
Ryan Murphy is pretty good in everything he does when he takes his time. I think he rushed some of his Netflix projects, whereas Shonda Rhimes took her time. They both got Netflix deals. They both were leaving their networks. Shonda Rhimes took her time and just did Bridgerton, and that was a hit. And then Ryan Murphy was like that Hollywood move piece that and then The Politician. He just was kind of but I think Ryan Murphy is such a genius. I really credit him with helping gay marriage pass. And I know you're thinking, but what? But Glee, I think, has changed television because it was putting queer storylines in a TV show that the whole entire family could watch and really just normalizing it. Because it came out in 2012, so much has really changed in terms of, queer visibility. Even in this last Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness has a moment that is 12 seconds that people in Saudi, in the Middle East and other countries, are banning this movie because there's 12 seconds in this film that they're just like, and it's dumb. You'll see the 12 seconds. You'll watch the movie and be like, well, what? What was that? What was the moment? And
Right.
we'll have a conversation. I'll be like, oh, it's this. And you'll be like, that's why they cut it? Anyways.
Oof. Okay. Interesting. Wow, you really have your thumb on the pulse of this.
Did you just
Love
get
it.
louder? Is Renee
Oh, sorry.
coming
Maybe
louder?
you know what is it? Hold on. I didn't touch anything. But does that make it less loud? Is that any better?
Yeah, just for a
Is that
moment.
how
I
about
mean,
that?
I love
Is that better?
Renee. I can have you in my ears as loud as
Love
possible.
the
but
live long day. But let's give it a little scoot back. We don't need to be hugging that mic.
Okay.
I muted for the trash. I think the trash is coming.
Oh, I can't believe this man's only 50. It's Dwayne Johnson. It's just, I don't know. Thought he was older. Thought he was already 50.
Okay.
Dwayne Johnson, do you smell what this man is cooking? Oh, this is gonna be a deep cut, and I think we do have some Trekkies. I do think we have some Trekkies. So he was on this sci-fi series for one episode playing an alien gladiator.
Wait.
He was on this sci-fi series for one episode playing an alien gladiator.
I need help. I don't know this. Tim, Raymond, Audra, sci-fi series playing one episode, an alien gladiator.
Yeah.
Do we know what year this was? Was this like before he became The Rock?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it was just one
alien
episode.
Gladiator.
This must have been like late
series.
90s. In the 90s, yeah.
I don't know. Tim, Raymond, anybody? Okay, gosh. Let's see. Since Jam mentioned Trek, I'm thinking Next Generation. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, so we think Tim entirely. I had nothing to do with it. Tim is always right. And Andrew saying, I'm seeing Star Trek Next Generation since Jam said Trekkies. Yes, Star Trek Next Generation is what Audra and Tim, who is always right, say, because they are always right. And I trust them implicitly.
Yes. Well, what's so interesting is I realized I accidentally gave a hint that I was not supposed to about Star Trek.
I appreciate.
But you still didn't get it right because it was Star Trek Voyager.
Okay. Well, fine. I guess that's
all right.
hilarious.
Let's get to. We've got two. We're gonna do two more. Second to the last one is Ellie Kemper. Or Kumail. Okay, Ellie Kemper. Ellie Kemper turning 42. She auditioned for this iconic sketch show, but didn't get it. But that's okay because her career ended up fine.
Doing just fine. Okay, iconic sketch show. I think that we've got our choices of Mad TV or SNL. So I'm gonna go SNL. Is everybody okay with that? SNL, please. I really like that top she's wearing. Look how cute that is. Saturday Night Live, Raymond says. Tim says. Great.
Oh man. All right. I've never seen you also go shopping on the show before.
Yeah,
so
that's cute. Where'd you get that?
You should Instagram her and be like, hey, slide into her DMs and be like, where'd you get that cute top? She blocked you. I don't want that to happen to you. Yes, SNL. SNL is exactly what. Yeah, and she is so funny. Wait, Audra.
Yeah,
a tidbit.
Audra coming in with the funnest fact of all. That's nuts.
John Hamm was her English teacher, and they're both in St. Louis. That is so wild because he also plays like her cult leader.
Yeah,
and Kimmy Schmidt. That's hilarious.
The best. This is such a good fact. But Audra knows because Audra's and has been very like we love Tina Fey. Well, we acknowledge the problems that Tina Fey is learning from, but we love Tina Fey, and so Audra knows. Love it. Okay. Fantastic. So SNL, she auditioned for SNL, but she's fine. Office, Kimmy Schmidt, she's okay. She's great.
All right, last one. Kumail Nanjiani is having a birthday. Kumail Nanjiani turning 44. Turning 44. Can you name? Okay, look at this softball question. But Sarah, I know this guy, so I'm gonna turn it up a notch in a moment. Some questions about Kumail Nanjiani. All right, he was in this Marvel movie. What Marvel movie was he in? and he got
Ooh.
super ripped for. What
Yeah,
Marvel
so
movie is
ripped.
Kumail
So ripped.
Nanjiani in?
Okay. Get on uppers. Assemble. What Marvel movie? Okay. Yes. Thank you, Audra. I love it. Audra. Eternals. LOL.
Eternals.
So
So I got to
obvious. We
interview
all knew it.
him. I got to interview him at the last red carpet
Yeah.
that I did. When I was interviewing him, I told the story before, is when Angelina Jolie crashed the interview. That was such a wild interview to do because the cast was so huge. This movie, the main cast was about 6. It's a small, I mean, it's a small
Right.
main cast. But for Eternals,
Yeah.
it was an ensemble movie of 10 actors. And what was so nice is that doing this movie, it was the first time that I got to do a sequel for a red
Yeah.
carpet, and sequels are so much easier to prepare for because you already know the world, the audience already kind of
Right.
knows it. Whereas like doing Black Panther and Eternals, it was like introducing everyone to this new world and these new languages and all this sort of, and there's usually cultural guardrails that you can't say. Like when they did the Shang-Chi premiere, there were so many
Right.
guardrails that they couldn't say because his character is not Chinese American. He's
Sure.
not actually really even like Chinese. Like there's all these things that you couldn't really say. And would you believe it? When
Right.
I did Black Panther red carpet, we couldn't even talk about how black the movie was because it was showing how non-diverse all the rest of the Marvel movies had been
Mm.
up to that point.
I
So
don't know if I mean, I think acknowledge it, be like, hey, we messed up. We're trying to do better. We're getting so many good comments. Tim is saying, because we both watched Murderville. Did you get to Kumail's episode? Did you watch it?
I
I guess
didn't
I
watch
dropped
all
off
of.
before
I
I watched
watched
that one.
his. His is like the.
Yeah.
I think that his is hilarious. I didn't watch all of the
Yeah, that's
episodes,
what
but I
Tim's
did
saying
watch
too.
his.
Yeah.
He's so funny. His is so good.
I love it. I love
It's so good.
it. Audra's saying such good things. She's like, you got to side eye our heroes. You got to side eye Marvel. You got
You
to side
got
eye
to side
everybody.
eye your
Everybody
heroes.
gets a
You
side
absolutely.
eye.
I will
Yeah.
tell you though, it's so interesting night and day when you watch the Phase 4 movies. Like Marvel's in such a different standpoint of just like no longer gone are the days. And I know we're
Right.
still of like it's just a bunch of white guys running around and we're trying to figure out what the woman does. And like
Right.
it's just they've cracked it. They're like, oh yeah, we could just have everybody doing great and amazing things. It's like gone are those days. Like
Isn't that
it's
funny?
interesting. And it
Right.
turned the corner. It was right because right after Black Panther, you then had Captain Marvel. Like everything from then on, it's
Right.
it's just a game changer. And Audra says truth that they have certainly gotten a lot better. I will tell you, I think I told this story before, but when I was interviewing Kumail Nanjiani, I was just about to get to a question that I knew he was going to cry because I wanted to get those tears. I wanted to get those tears on camera.
Yes. Yeah.
I just teased it up. I had a follow-up question ready to go because we were talking about, what does it mean to be playing this character of like, you're playing, representing, folks that look like you. And he was, talking about it. The follow-up question is, what has this meant for your family and your dad? And he will start getting emotional and cry
Sure.
at that point.
Of
'Cause
course.
I
Of
saw him
course.
do it on
Yeah.
Kimmel just the night before.
How could
Just
you
about to
not?
do this
Yeah.
follow-up question. And who comes
Right.
entering onto the stage?
Sure.
Angelina
Of
Jolie
course. Of
crashes the
course.
interview. And now I've got to
Oh
pivot the
my buddy.
questions to her. And I told you this.
Right.
I gave her what I thought was a softball question of like,
Yeah.
Angelina, you've played many strong, powerful characters in the past. Like, what did you really connect with your character, Athena? And she's like, oh, oh gosh, let's
Mm,
see.
yeah.
I
Oh
haven't really
boy.
thought about
Okay.
this in a while. And then I was like,
Yeah.
oh, well, you said in interviews that you really connected to her warrior spirit. And she's like, oh, yes, that's right. So
Oh
so
boy.
cute.
Okay.
In her defense, I think those moments are so crazy, right? And it's probably the first
Yeah.
time the movie had been delayed a year, so she probably
Of
hasn't
course.
thought about it, And
Right. Right.
also being at Marvel, you're not sure what you can probably say, but I thought that
Yeah.
was, you know. And then she went in deep and
Yeah.
gave a spoiler. She's like, "Oh yeah, my character has PTSD," and I'm like, "I don't think we know that from the trailer."
But okay, but we can look for that. That's a little Easter egg to keep an eye out for. Um, yeah, I mean, I think you said it best. Like the amount of sensory overload that is
It's
happening for
insane.
everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could be clever with that much
And
stimuli
it
coming
was
my way.
October. It was October, like,
It was
of
hot.
2021. Well,
Yeah,
not even that, just, like, thinking
yeah.
about the pandemic
Oh
was
sure.
still we're in I mean, we weren't used to people and things,
Right.
so,
Yeah.
it was sensory
It's
overload, absolutely.
Of course. No, that makes all the sense. But I'm sorry that there was a crash, and I'm sorry you weren't able to get that question you wanted to get. You wanted to get out there. I love, well, happy birthday to Kumail. And Audra was
Yes.
saying that Kumail needs his own vehicle. How do we just give the Kumail show?
Mhm,
All right.
mhm. Yep. I think more is coming down the pike for this man for sure.
Sounds right.
Well, he did one of those pandemic podcasts, which Renee,
Hmm.
we take a moment to roll our eyes at for a moment. I mean,
Sure.
so many people are like, I'm going to do a podcast now. Like, and then again, sorry, but Renee and I have been in the business for,
Well, and to
7
be
years.
gently fair, he and his wife had a podcast called The Indoor Kids, which is all about video games, and that was like 2012, 13, 14. So they were in early on the podcast game. So I
Okay.
think there was
Okay.
part of them thinking like, and then
Oh,
people
you're
had
right.
been begging for them to come back. So I hope that part of that was, oh, we'll provide a comfort to these people who have been missing us in the podcast arena. But they certainly didn't stick with it. They were like 6 and done. Like, "Ah, we're not going to keep doing this."
I mean, even our beloved Michelle Obama had like a pandemic podcast. She's like, I'm doing
Yeah,
podcasts. She did 6 episodes.
she's
She's never
like,
returned to it.
immediately,
I get it.
I'm done. Thank you,
It's
though. Thank you, though.
hard,
It's a lot of
we do
work. Yeah.
it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And then Raymond chiming in our defense said to most people think podcasting looks easy, so that's why they decide they can do it. But you guys making it look easy so everybody thinks that they can do it. Oh, we do. We try to make it look easy.
Raymond.
It is a lot of work.
So
And
much
I
work.
mean, advice
Yeah.
to anybody who's going to do a podcast, like be in it for the long game. Like
Mhm.
get your episodes together. You just have to keep doing it. Renee will tell you, you shopping around to different shows. You're probably not going to make any money unless you're Renee Culver the first year. Renee, off the bat, was on a network. I would just, wrap my show, Minority Corner, 350 episodes. And as we were going through like the history of it, I didn't realize we didn't get picked up by Mac. We didn't. It wasn't until our first year had been done that we were on Maximum
Right.
Fun. The first year, we were just doing
Yeah.
it for funsies with the mission that we wanted to get picked up and by a network and to be able
Sure.
to,
Of course.
uh,
Of course.
yeah, because an artist deserve to be, paid for the work that they do, and
Mhm.
otherwise if Minority Corner had not gotten picked up, I would not have been able to do it for 7 years because
Yeah.
it's fun, but it's so much work.
Yeah. There was an article recently in the New York Times that was sort of saying, we got to get rid of this notion of support artists because this is the only thing in which we're saying support artists when everything else we say, no, you pay for what you want. You buy what you want is it like it's all transactional in a way that it doesn't feel good, but I think a little bit you gotta pay for what you want. Yeah, we're getting so many good chats, so many good chats. Jam, I just listened to the last Minority Corner. Audra saying, I love
And
that.
love the recap. I'm so glad that you love that
Mhm.
recap. When we're doing it, I'm like, I don't know if people want to hear the journey, but I think it's especially for folks who maybe had missed part of it, and maybe Audra. Hopefully, my goal is that I maybe highlighted different stories or content that you'd want to go back to, like, oh, I missed that one, or that sounds like a really,
Right.
really good fun one. So I love that. And Raymond, you have your own YouTube channel. Please, Raymond, please tell everybody what your YouTube channel is so everyone can go like and subscribe, smash that like and
Mhm.
subscribe button for
Smash.
Raymond's YouTube channel. We got to support. I know Renee just said don't say this word, but support our artists.
Yeah. No, but yes. No, I think that is I guess the support sort of makes it seem like an option type of a thing. And
Yeah.
it's tricky and it's a thing, but I think ultimately like there's just a thing of like you got to pay for what you want and that's how things stay and go. I love it.
Oh,
I
and
love it. I love it.
Raymond said, I know Raymond said you don't do it anymore, but people can still go onto it and still like and review it. I think they should absolutely do it. And said that it's called A Movie with Women I Love You Movies. Okay, cool. We'll
Great.
find it. We'll absolutely find it. And then Audra did say, absolutely appreciate the recap because I appreciate how much I have learned and how else I can keep pushing myself. Oh,
No, Audra, best person
I
in the
love that.
land. Stacey also has a YouTube channel. Listen, we're among
Dang, y'all are
celebrity.
content creators. Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
this
We
is
gotta get on over to these things.
great. I
And
absolutely love to
Kathy
hear. Well,
just joined. Kathy, do you also have a YouTube or Twitch channel as well that we can
thanks.
like and subscribe?
Yes, please. Yes. I have to tell you, anytime I do start a project, there is one tiny moment in me. I'm like, well, I'm going to start TikTok. Should have just gotten on TikTok. That would have been easier. Yeah, it's an interesting, both YouTube and
Yeah.
podcasts are a commitment.
Oh, yeah. It's so much easier to just be like, hey, I look like a cat. Meow, meow, meow. Do a dance. All right, great. And everyone's a million
Right.
likes. And
Okay.
like, yeah.
All right. It
I gotta
works.
tell you, so now when we do these red carpets, obviously we have to
Yeah.
do segments with like social media like
Sure.
influencers or whatnot. And
Huh.
this guy could not get his pre-tape segment. I'm like, I know they gave you the script, and he had to just keep,
Yeah.
and I had to listen to him in my IFB doing it
Oof.
because we're all
Oof.
connected to the same
Yeah.
thing and just doing take after take after take. And I felt bad because I know what it's like when the pressure is on and you can't get
Sure.
it, and like the words have to be so specific and talking about specific things, and it's
Right.
just like that's why prepare.
Yeah, but you also got to prep. You got to do your work. There are a million people behind you who could replace you. So you got to do your homework. I love it. I love it. Well, that was
Oh,
great. Those are
Tim,
so many good
look at
celebrity
Tim.
birthdays.
Well, now I feel left out. Tim, you should have like a trivia like
Yeah.
blog or something, or trivia with Tim. Tim's
Yes.
trivia.
It's right there.
Because Tim already
That
knows all the
alliteration is right in
answers.
front of you.
Tim knows everything.
Tim is always right. Yeah.
Tim is always,
Great.
that's
We
what it is.
found your title. Tim knows the answers. He's also always right. Yes, and Stacey is agreeing with this practice. If you're a singer, you have to practice your songs. Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
I think, did you, Jim? I'm certain you did. You got a hold of Growth Mindset, that book by.
No, I didn't. Everyone's been talking about it. Who
Yeah.
is it? What?
It's basically, it's just, it's fixed mindset, or the concept is fixed mindset or growth mindset. Are you born with the talent and knowledge that you will have for the rest of your days, or is it all developed? And very, 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 very few people are born brilliant. Very few. For the most part, everybody just pushes to learn and grow. And so if you start something and you can't do it well, don't quit. You just got to keep trying. Is that? But I think so often,
absolutely.
because we're such a culture of failure, and that, can you believe I didn't take to this immediately? That most people are just like, well, I can't. No,
It takes
usually,
10,000.
yeah.
Well, it takes 10,000 hours to be a master at something. You got to put
Right.
those hours in. There's another great book that I think that I really appreciated. It's called Outliers, Malcolm Gladwell, and he just talks about all the folks who have become masters at their craft, and like you don't realize how much time they had to put in, and that there really is method to the 10,000 hour rule.
Right.
So,
Yep.
trying to be a master at this hosting thing. I think I calculated I have at least maybe. I don't know. I calculate it. I think it's like 2,000 hours. I'm not there yet, but I
would
will.
bet that you have more than that. Yeah, I guess we should look at it. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. So it is Asian Pacific American Heritage Month. Asian Pacific American Heritage Month, which is it's a lot of culture combined. So it is, I mean, all of Asia, which is a continent, and the Pacific. So we're going to be celebrating this all month long. And I thought to kick it off for Asian Pacific American Heritage Month, just giving you a little story about how this month came to be. So it takes place every May, and it is marked within countries of 22.2 million Asians and 1.6 million Native Hawaiian and other Pacific Islanders. But it took a while for this to come about, and it was one woman's journey to making this happen. So during the congressional hearings in 1992, New York Congressman Frank Horton introduced a bill which called for May to get a designation similar to other Heritage Months. The woman who helped make this happen, her name is Jeannie Ju. She is a former Capitol Hill staffer, and she approached this Congressman Horton about this idea way back in the mid-70s. So it wouldn't be until the 90s that this would be officially a month. But back in the 70s, she was like, we need to have this happen. And they're like, yeah, we'll get to it. Look how slow things take in Congress.
Yeah.
This is how slow. This is why we don't need a House of Representatives and a Senate.
No. Yeah.
So
100% correct.
We don't need it. So during remember in 1976, I don't remember, but I remember seeing videos of this. That there was a U.S. bicentennial celebration, like, oh, America, she's bicentennial. Everyone was losing their minds over the bicentennial.
Sure were.
Gosh, what a big deal. And so she was like, great, this is a great time to get, Asian Pacific Americans like involved in it for our contributions during this bicentennial. Like, we've helped. And she was like, let's get this going. Because Black History Month had become a thing. Hispanic Heritage Week was already in place, would eventually become Hispanic Heritage Month. But while Black History Month was decreed by President Gerald Ford in 1976, Hispanic Heritage Week was designated by Lyndon B. Johnson in 1968. I didn't realize that they got that first. But she's like, again, where is ours? Where's ours? And so for her, it was really personal because her great-grandfather, M.Y. Lee, had come to the U.S. from China in the 1800s to help build the Transcontinental Railroad, which changed everything for the United States. Like, we don't use a lot of trains nowadays, so maybe we don't realize the importance of it, but it was like really, really, really key to the growth of the United States. And he and his peers had really had a huge role in it, even though they had suffered a lot. Something that maybe we'll talk about, or I recommend y'all digging into a little bit. There's little videos on YouTube and all of it. If you haven't learned about the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882, again, America found its way to discriminate against pretty much all kinds of different groups of people. And the Chinese Exclusionary Act of 1882 prohibited the immigration of Chinese laborers in the U.S. for 10 years. There's also like certain like quotas of like, oh no, we can only have like 20 people from this Asian country and only 10 people from this one. Like really, really wild. But they're like, but we want your free labor. So come here, but not too many. But the Geary Act would put an end to that. But there was still additional. The Geary Act would only permit, again, only certain amounts of people to enter in at a certain time. So through this, there's also different, hate happening towards folks from these communities. It wasn't until 1943 that Congress repealed the Chinese Exclusionary Act, which would only allow 105 people to enter the country each year. That's what the allowance was up until this point. It was only 105 at a time.
Right. Wow.
There's also violence that would happen to folks from the community. So there was an incident where 17 men and boys were murdered in LA. And this was known as the Chinese Massacre of 1871. There's also one in San Jose's Chinatown that was burned down and destroyed. So all of this, like Jeannie's like, my ancestors helped build this country. We helped, and during like terrible circumstances where y'all were being really terrible to us, but we still stayed here and like helped contribute. Where is our recognition and heritage? So then we get to, and there's even moments when there were Chinese folks were having difficulties in Oregon. And so this Congressman Lee traveled to Oregon. And was killed during that period of unrest. And there's a lot of anti-Chinese and anti-Asian sentiment. So there's a lot of things that were, happening, all these different stories and histories. And so the month of May was selected for two reasons. First, to commemorate the arrival of the first known Japanese immigrants to the U.S. on May 7th, 1843. Secondly, to honor the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad on May 10th. Which again, 20,000 Chinese workers participated in the creation of that. So, Jeannie Ju, along with Ruby Moy and Horton's chief of staff, they spearheaded these efforts. And in 1978, California Representative Norman Mineta introduced a bill that called for a week beginning on May 4th, which would include those two key dates that we're talking about. And then our beloved President Jimmy Carter signed it into law. I love me some Jimmy Carter, y'all. I love him. I wish he got a second term. Pretty terrible that he did. So the law, however, did not designate that the week would be an annual celebration. So pretty much every president would have to like re-sign it. It was like, oh, we're doing this 1 year. So every president every year would have to reauthorize it. And then in 1990, President George H.W. Bush signed the law that was passed by Congress to make it a month. And so that's pretty much, but it wasn't until 1992 that it was like officially introduced into like, okay, we doing this now.
Right.
So that is the story about Asian Pacific American Heritage Month. Again,
oh my gosh, that was so helpful.
From Jeannie Ju, right?
That's amazing. Amazing.
Watch the premiere.
That was such a good report. Great job.
Well, thank you,
Good. Okay.
time.com.
Well, I love it. Audra said it best. We learned so much from you. This is great.
Oh,
It's
yes.
true. Very, very, very helpful. Now, yes. Okay, Jam. What are you thinking?
Oh, I was just gonna comment on Raymond said that Chinatown was a good movie, though. It was a good movie. I don't think it was about the Chinatown massacre that I was just talking about, but it is a good movie about how LA's water system is so messed up.
Yes, exactly. Renee, what other day is sure. Okay. Tomorrow is May 4th. 4th sounds a lot like force. Tomorrow is May the 4th be with you. Eve. Happy May the 4th be with you, Eve. Did I get that right, Raymond? Are we right? Did we nail it? Did we get it?
You did.
We did.
You did.
We did it.
You did.
Are you guys
Good
celebrating
job,
tomorrow?
Renee.
Are you
We
doing
are. Tomorrow we
okay.
have, so we get our beloved Renee Culver just for this one day, and we got some guest co-hosts coming in. We're gonna miss Renee. I'm gonna try not to cry every morning when I come on, but I'll have my
you're gonna love it. Everyone will be like
no, we love our Renee. It's called JAM Renee for a reason. But we've got some guest co-hosts coming in, and luckily one of the ones who's coming in tomorrow is a total nerd, just like me, and we will be absolutely celebrating some Star Wars Day. So we will be doing some Star Wars Day stuff tomorrow, but we're still on today, and I think it is time for let's chat about Winter Soldier. Shall we do it?
Yes, thank God. I was like, I feel like we're gonna just bypass the news today because we're gonna want to talk about Winter Soldier for a while. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Love it.
All right. So you came here for the news. You came to the wrong show.
I mean, you're getting news. It's all Marvel news, but you're getting news.
You're getting news, the news that you wanted. So, we are doing our Marvel movie Tuesday, and we're talking about Captain America: Winter Soldier. We're watching one Marvel movie a week, as you all may know.
Right.
And we are currently now all the way Captain America Winter Soldier. We're in phase 2, Captain America Winter Soldier. Renee, how did you reactions and get on uppers? If you've seen Captain America Winter Soldier, let us know. What do you like it? What did you love? Favorite parts, things that you remember from it. We're going to dive into this film and debrief it. Renee, thoughts, opinions, reactions.
I love it. You were right to have this one be your favorite film. It is the action sequence in this is, and I'm not an action sequence.
I know. This is why it's amazing. Renee's not an action gal.
Blown away by this. That car scene where Winter Soldier, it starts with Winter Soldier dropping on the car and then it just goes for 20 minutes is so good. It's just incredible. It's so good. Now, I think there's still elements of so when a middle-aged woman watches Marvel and she's not familiar with it and she's trying to catch up, there is an element of like, well, why are they mad at that guy? There's also an element of you guys are making a huge mess. This is gonna take forever to clean up, is what you feel when you're a middle-aged woman who's watching Marvel films. So those two things were relevant, but this, and I also was just like, they can't kill. No, they can't kill. There's no way he actually dies. So then I had to fast forward, and then I had to fast forward to prove to myself. Okay,
they couldn't handle it because it looked like they killed Nick Fury in it.
He's
all right.
Yes, let's go through and then because you do such a better job, and then I will weigh in with my and then this.
Well, Sarah, we'll get to Easter eggs in a moment. Sarah, we're actually going to talk about it, so we'll just get back to the shot of just Renee and I. But thank you, Sarah's on it. So this movie was also directed by the Russo brothers, who did such a phenomenal job. They actually get handed the reins for Infinity War, because up until this point it was Joss Whedon, but they, people are like, I think we're done with Joss Whedon. Age of Ultron, you'll see it in a moment. It's like, okay, the same guy who did Avengers. What happened? But yes, so the Russo brothers did Infinity War and Endgame because they just handled this so well. And the Russo brothers, before this, what was their claim to fame? They directed episodes of Community. That was what they were doing.
Because that one guy in Community is in it.
Oh, and you will see actors of Community in any of the projects from like the Russo brothers in the Marvel world. So
Love this. I
I
love
love.
this.
So
Okay.
Audra, you haven't seen this in a while. Don't worry, we're gonna recap this for you and comment. So it opens up. This is the first time we're getting to see Steve really. This is after like Avengers, and Steve just got out of ice not too long ago, and he's catching up on life. The man, he's catching up on life.
I love it.
He is opening up, and he's saying, "On your left." You want to hold on to that line. He's running on your left. He keeps passing by Sam Wilson every day because the man is fast. He's the super soldier. He's fast. He connects with Sam Wilson. Sam Wilson gives him like a list of like things to like, oh, make sure to listen to that Marvin Gaye album. And Steve, like, there's a shot of the things that he is trying to catch up on, and it's adorable. There's a screenshot of it. I think it's like Wizard of Oz. Like, I forget all the things on there, but I have the list.
Yes.
He has to Trouble Man. He's like, oh, listen to that Marvin Gaye album, Trouble Man. On the list of things that Steve needs to catch up on, Rocky, and then the parentheses Rocky 2 question mark, Nirvana, Band, Star Wars / Trek, Thai food, Steve Jobs, Apple, moon landing. Moon landing. I love Lucy.
Very best. Hilarious. Wait, okay, real quick. You go. I have to take Tug to camp really quick. I'm going to be right back. Right back. Don't talk about any funny parts. Don't talk about. I'll be right back.
We won't do it. We won't do it. Well, as Renee is taking Tugboat to camp, why don't we'll actually even just take a quick pause here. We'll circle back to this in just a moment. And I will tell you about some more news. Actually, I'll talk about some more news. Sorry, we're just getting into it. And oh, look at this, Tim. What a clever line. Tim just said recap because we are doing a recap of this film here. We love it. This just in on the news. We're switching gears here as Renee comes back. So I don't want to talk a moment about this movie without our beloved Renee Colvert. Renee Colvert, that's her name. There is a black teacher shortage. You know me, always bringing you the delightful news here. We're like having so much fun, and then I'm like, hey, do you know about this thing that's happening to people? And Audra, I absolutely agree. Tim is absolutely nailing it. Absolutely with these recap. It's so good. There is a black teacher shortage. So before the year 2021 to 2021, it just essentially, this is actually a long article, and I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't read it all. I told Sarah, I said, Sarah, put this article back in. I will read it. But apparently there is a black teacher shortage that is happening. We'll circle back into this because this story deserves more than what I'm gonna give it to. But I will say this is that what's interesting is that actually I feel like from what I know anecdotally is that there used to be a lot of black teachers before. This is gonna sound terrible. Before segregation ended, there used to be a lot of black teachers. And what happened is when they started integrating schools, a lot of the white parents were like, well, we're going to integrate these schools. I don't want my kids being taught by a black teacher. And so it just decreased the amount of black teachers. And they do say that statistically, if a child, and this actually happens for all races, and I don't know what this necessarily means, but if a child has a teacher that is of the same race of them, by the time they're in the 6th grade, they're more likely to go to college. And so it's so wild, but it does absolutely make a difference. So by not having enough black teachers, especially black male teachers, it actually is decreasing the likelihood of some of these students going to college. I think there is just sometimes something that having someone who culturally understands you in some ways does help. And you also see, oh, wow, there's a successful person who has a lot of information and knows a lot of things, who's doing really well. I too can make this happen here. So there's that. Also, do we have any Broadway fans? Any fans of we have some Broadway fans here. So if anybody is familiar with the play, for Colored Girls, I forget the full title of it's a poem by Ntozake Shange. It's called For Colored Girls Who Have Considered Suicide When the Rainbow Is Enough. I remember reading this play in college. There is a movie directed by Tyler Perry, and it's not really good. And who let Tyler Perry I'm sorry for any Tyler Perry fans, but this movie is about Black women, and they had Tyler Perry directing it. Weird. Anyways, it's getting its Broadway revival. This play originally opened in New York City in 1976 to Ntozake Shange's choreo poem, which combines elements of music, dance, and poetry. It was a groundbreaking, first of its kind. Really, you can even just get the script and read it. It's just a really, really, really beautiful script. So it's coming to Broadway. We anticipate it's going to be winning the Tonys. It's going to be doing really well. So get ready for that. That is coming at you. And then we got some other news. So James Corden. Should we talk about James Corden for a moment? Because we sure will. James Corden gets emotional while addressing leaving the Late Show. Did you all know this? I am finding this out for the very, very first time. I had no idea. James Corden is leaving the Late Show. How do we feel? Do you have any Corden fans? Are we heartbroken about this? How do we feel? So James Corden is leaving the Late Show in 2023. Corden has decided he has decided to extend his contract with CBS just for one more year. He's hosted for 8 years. He's going to say goodbye next summer. And on Thursday's night episode, he got emotional. He said, "I'm happy to announce today that I have signed a new contract to..." Oh, he's carrying on hosting the Late Late Show. He's not leaving? Did I get this wrong? Wait, is he leaving? What is this story? I can't hear you, Renee. We can't hear you, but
Yes, I think he is leaving. It was a difficult decision. I get you. Also, I'm so sorry. I was so excited to talk about the movie. I'm so sorry about the timing of that.
No.
Yikes.
Totally
I
fine. Everything is good.
I ran for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't talk about this without you. I didn't want to skip a beat, not on this one. But
No,
so Renee,
no.
you know this story. James Corden is leaving.
Sure. I really don't. It sounds like it. Yeah. Sounds like I've been doing it for a long time. And then he's leaving in 2023. And it was a difficult decision, but he's proud of himself for making it. So good for you. Great.
Yeah. And
terrific.
Yeah, and then Raymond said, "No, he's leaving, but I don't know when." And Audra said, "People hate James Corden for reasons I don't fully understand." They do. I don't.
They really don't like him.
Sure.
I don't get it. I like him. I think he's great. I think he's funny.
I think he's funny and great too, and he's talented. I don't know. I think. And hello to Cody. It's been a while. Cody. Welcome. Okay, jumping back into the Marvel Movie Monday.
Pages.
Oh, so we're back in. And so he develops this relationship with Sam Wilson. I have to tell you what's so great is I love the relationship between him and Black Widow in this film.
Yeah.
She's funny. She's
great.
funny. When she goes to pick him up, she's like, "Hey, I'm looking for a fossil." Because this man is old. He's old. And then I love that there's this entire movie that there's not there's not a romantic thing between them. They're just coworkers. Yeah. And as they're going on to missions, she's trying to hook them up with people. She's like, "What about Carol in accounting?" He's like, "No, one with the lip ring." He's like, "I'm not ready for that."
Which is fair. Yeah, he's got to get there. I get that. That's indicative of someone who's of that time.
Yes, and he also has this one moment. There's this one line. I forgot where this came in. He's like, "I would go hang out with what are you doing tonight?" He's like, "Well, I would go hang out with the guys from my barber. All the guys from my barbershop quartet are dead." Because he's old.
I love that line. That line's so funny. They're all dead. Great.
And that Steve was in a barbershop quartet, back in the day. You also have. I mean, this is a wild movie because this entire time you find out that S.H.I.E.L.D. is actually Hydra, which is such a wild plot twist. And let me tell you, they had just started a TV show called Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And this is why Marvel TV, and which no longer exists, but in Marvel studios did not get along because TV had to always acquiesce to whatever the movies were doing. And TV moves a lot faster, but had to keep up with what the movies were doing. And they had just started 10 episodes into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And then they find out "Oh, hey, by the way, you have to figure out what you're gonna do with your show because it's all Hydra." And so they had to refigure in the show.
Okay.
it got like it had to. They never really got to be the Agents of Shield. They were always like, "Oh, we're over here, or now we're over in this other timeline, or we're in the past," because
that is.
Shield
You guys
is.
we gotta have an all hands meeting where we're all on the same page. So many good comments in the chat. Real quick, circling back to James Corden like super fast. Tim's like, well, I don't know, he's not my cup of tea, but I am jealous that he got to do a duet with Kylie Minogue. And that Audra was saying that she heard a rumor that maybe he's leaving to do Wicked. Wild. But getting back to Black Widow being like, hey, let's get you someone. Audra and Raymond are being like, you gotta get over Peggy. We just gotta get over Peggy.
And we get what's so nice is Haley Atwell is back playing. I mean, Peggy is so old. I also love that you find out that Peggy helped start Shield. She was one of the founders of Shield, which is really cool. You know, we love and I love it. We love Peggy. We love her. We love it. Yes. So we also have this line from Nick Fury. He goes, "Last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye." And what's funny is, we know how he really lost that eye. The cat scratched him. But it's one of those things that. Well, also I think it's a telltale that I don't think Nick Fury says, "How did you lose your eye? A cat scratched me." You know, he like has embellished the story to the point where he believes it.
Of course. Wait, but didn't we? So we didn't see. There's no cat ever.
We do see the cat scratch his eye, but he's not going to tell someone that that's how he lost his eye. He's going to be like, "Oh, it was a battle, and someone turned against me."
I see what you're saying. I'm like, no, but the cat did scratch him because he trusted the cat.
He trusted the cat, yes. But and here's what I love too about this film too is first of all, it's got this espionage spy thriller to it. This is when Marvel starts saying, "Hey, every movie needs to be its own sort of kind of genre or theme." And this movie shows why I love Captain America so much. Like he's not necessarily just this like do-gooder person. Like he believes in he wants this country and this world to live up to its own promise. And you know, you see the aftermath in this film of the Battle of New York has changed everything. Could you imagine aliens start attacking and they're like, wait, what? It's changed everything. And so Shield is like, oh, we need more weapons. And if you think about this is where people always go, more weapons. And so they have these giant weapons, but they can be and Steve is like, hey, this isn't freedom, this is fear. You know, and I just love that line. He's like, I see where this can go. We have Robert Redford playing Alexander Pierce, who turned out not to be a good guy.
Sure does not. You could tell from the jump. This guy.
Oh, really? You had a feeling. You were like, oh, he's not really Nick Fury's friend.
He's not.
Some great lines he says to Nick Fury, who's his friend. He says, "You got to have Iron Man stop by my niece's birthday." Love that. And there's a great connection, like again, how the Marvel Cinematic Universe is so connected. The Heli Keller areas that they're using in this film are using the same sort of jet propulsion that Iron Man uses. And they say that they changed it because Iron Man got a close-up look of it in the Avengers movie because Iron Man was like stuck in there.
Yeah. I had not put that together. That makes sense. Okay.
And then we find out, so the Winter Soldier, who turns out to be none other than Bucky Barnes.
Bucky Barnes. Yes.
Steve Rogers' best friend from the first movie who fell off the train and you thought was dead, but has been Hydra has been using him as their own Winter Soldier this whole time. Yeah. We also get introduced to I forget her name. Emily Vanderkamp is in this film. She plays the neighbor nurse / Agent 13.
Yeah.
You want to know who she turns out that she really is?
At the end, you know that she's turning out to be somebody because she's a very good at this. Very talented.
She is a Shield agent known as Agent 13, also known as Sharon Carter. Her aunt is Peggy Carter.
Now, who saw that coming? Not I. Makes sense, though. It makes sense.
So in the comics, her and Steve have a romance, and so they're trying to, Peggy's a little
old. I don't think we love that.
Tell me more. Tell me more. We don't.
He dated Peggy, and now he's dating her niece.
Peggy's old.
No, we don't love that. No.
Okay. All right. Well, don't worry. I think it will. Okay. We'll
shut it down.
All right. There is a moment when there's a lot of moments where Bucky, like Steve throws the shield and Bucky catches it. It kind of
Right.
plays homage, like in the comics, the Winter Soldier also becomes Captain America at one
Right.
point, but so does the Falcon. Maria Hill is back. We think that Nick Fury is dead and Renee couldn't handle it because it's
I didn't
quite
like
an
it.
action sequence. It looked like they
I had to
killed
fast
Nick
forward.
Fury.
Bloop bloop bloop. I said, oh, okay, great, terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was.
Uh,
I didn't like it.
I also think this is my favorite movie. One of my favorite movies aside from Black Widow. That Black Widow is just done so well. I like her. Like the whole idea of Black Widow, she's kind of a double agent and spy. You never really know where
Mhm.
she is. You can kind of see the walls that she has up. We'll dive deeper into that. But I thought they did a really good job with Natasha in this movie.
Yeah, agreed. I
Great
I
action
genuinely I
sequences.
love this. There was nothing. Yeah,
It
I
wasn't
thought
weird like
Winter
butt
Soldier was
shots.
coming
She
at it
wasn't.
a little aggressively, but other than that, I have no notes for
Yeah.
this movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love there's a line where when they're in the Apple store together and they're like, oh yeah, they're trying to like crack where they're going next, and then they're
Right.
like, yeah, we're gonna go vacation in New Jersey, and Steve has this line of like, I'm 95, not dead.
It's great. It's great. It's fun to see them in civilian clothing. We love it. Great.
Yeah. Also, you'll see a running gag now. There's a
Yeah.
joke that they always wear, all the Marvel heroes always wear hats. Sarah,
Yeah.
there's an image that we'll have to pull up for next week that they always wear hats when they're trying to like not be noticed. They always do this when
Right.
they're on the run. They just wear a hat and like, no one's gonna notice. And I'm Steve Rogers.
No, I'm pretty sure they're gonna notice, but they also don't. So that's fair. That's fair.
Yep.
Raymond, you guys have to talk about one other scene that is like one of the best action scenes in the whole movie. Yeah, the action.
Oh, the
sequence is
elevator scene. The elevator fight scene is so great.
nuts.
It is such a
Nuts.
great moment.
Yeah.
So incredibly good. You're absolutely right. Also, too, in the very beginning of the movie, what I love is you can tell this tone is going to be a little bit different. The fight scenes,
Mhm.
like when I love
Mhm.
there's a scene where he's like running on the boat. He like stabs some guys. Like he's
Yeah.
hardcore. He's
Yeah.
like this hardcore
Yeah.
like assassin guy.
Yeah.
Also, he fights a guy named the Kicker, and if you notice in the fight choreography, the guy does a lot of kicking because in the
Mhm.
comic books his name was the Kicker
It,
and he kicked.
this is jumping so far ahead, but the knife sequence at the end, is that CGI? That was
Ooh,
so fast.
wasn't
Is
that
that CGI
good?
or is that choreographed?
It's choreographed. It is absolutely choreographed when they're doing all the fight stuff. Him and
That's too
his
quick.
fight with Bucky was so
Slow
great.
down. Yeah.
So
If I was
Renee,
auditioning for that, you know
slow
what I'd yell at the
down.
choreographer? You know what I'd be
Slow
yelling?
down.
Slow down.
Slow down. We also get Arlon Zola, who comes back. He is in the Hydra computer, and you realize, like, again, the idea with Hydra in the comics is that you cut off one head, two more grow. You cannot stop Hydra.
Okay.
And this was like, again, Agent Sitwell, who we've been seeing in all these movies, is Hydra. Like, it's just so wild that they did this. There's also some Easter eggs in when they run the whole entire thing is that they have these two helicarriers and they have a program called Project Insight that can kill potential threats, which is terrible. Like, how do you know someone is going to be a threat? And so when they launch it up, they highlight all these different people, and one of them is Iron Man in the Avengers Tower. One of them is Stephen Strange. There's these little Easter eggs. One of them looks to be like it could be a Peter Parker. Like they have all these like little Easter eggs in there. People were losing their minds. We get the Falcon. We love Sam Wilson, the Falcon.
He's so
Wasn't
good.
he great?
He's
Wasn't he great?
He is not bad to look at. You heard it here first. Thank you.
We do. We love it. We love it so much. And I love the fight sequences, like him flying around. We're so cool. I also love like it looked really great. Can we also talk about the guy who plays Crossbones? You
Right.
don't know.
Yeah.
Romolo.
No,
His name is Agent Romolone. He comes back. He was in the fight sequence in the elevator. He is Frank Grillo.
He's very cute.
He plays Crossbones, and he's still alive. So he coming back.
He's
coming back.
Is he the guy who he's a little burned up at the end?
Yep, that's him. Yep. Okay, so end of the movie. Bucky can't really remember things, but him and Steve fight. They, Black Widow releases all the secrets out about like even her own secrets of what she's done. She's got red in her ledger. She reveals herself that she was, like she does all this stuff. They win the day. They hide. Shield is no more. Bucky saves Steve after Steve had saved Bucky. They save each other essentially. Natasha reveals all the secrets. She's like, I gotta lay low. Nick Fury is like, everyone thinks I'm dead. I'm gonna keep like running around. So Nick is gone. Like Shield is gone. And Steve is like, I want to go find Bucky. I gotta go find Bucky. And Sam's like, I'm going with you. And then Maria Hill, she needs a job because she'll no longer exist. She gets a job at Stark Industries.
Was that where she was? Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
got it. Okay. I thought
So
she was
this will
just
be
at the
fun.
shooting range. Okay. But it was through the. Okay, got it.
That's Agent Carter's at the shooting range. But Maria Hill, Maria
Maria
Hill's kind of
Hill?
like this. She's like Kobe Smulders. Kobe Smulders.
How I Met Your Mother.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
So she's at Stark Industries. I'm just setting this up because it's going to come into Marvel Studios Age of Ultron in a moment. And last thing I want to talk about is end credit sequence. What this sets up. Did you see the end credit sequence, Renee?
Sure
What did you
We've
see?
got a glowing staff. We've got a glowing cane. We've got a glowing baton.
Loki's scepter, which we had seen. It's Loki's scepters from it's Loki's scepter from Avengers, so that's back. And then we saw Elizabeth Olsen as the Scarlet Witch making things float, and her brother Quicksilver.
The twins.
The twins. That's them. And they say we're entering into the Age of Miracles because at this time Marvel does not own the rights to X-Men characters, but Wanda, because she was an Avenger, and Pietro, her brother, they're the two characters that both Fox and Marvel could use, but they can't use the word mutants. So they were like, "Oh, it's the Age of Miracles," but now they have the rights to mutants, and they can do whatever they want.
I can go along with that. Was there anything else I wanted to talk about? That's it. This is good. I see why it's your favorite. It was great. And
this
again,
is why
these action sequences were.
I'm so glad that you love this one as well. This is definitely like one of my favorite ones. But I have to tell you, after I've seen the Multiverse of Madness, I might have a new favorite Marvel movie. It's blew my mind. I can't wait for get tickets now. Doctor Strange. Okay. Multiverse of Madness. Get to see it. All right. Well, y'all, we are almost at the end of our show, and we have our very special guest coming up right after this. Well, I mean, it's his own show.
Yeah.
But he's guesting on our show. Hi, friend. Anthony Davis.
Hello.
Welcome. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. How are you?
Anthony, where do you sit with Marvel? We like it? How are you feeling about it?
I thought that like the first Iron Man movie was great, and the second one, and then I started to think they all became a bit of a smush. I really liked Winter Soldier.
Hey,
we just talked. That's one we were just talking about. It was we were just talking about Winter Soldier.
But the thing is, CGI got to a point where it became perfect, and the problem with making things perfect is that you can do anything, like with your imagination from a writing or director's perspective, and so. It all became a little too much. I actually sometimes think that you need less. And it's a bit like when you go see a play and it's just two actors with a black cloth behind them, and it's all about the words, right? It's all about the interplay and the relationship and the character. And my worry is that like the Marvel visual is so fantastical now.
Yeah.
That I even if there is a story, I can't even like see it or feel it because I'm so distracted. I have this when I go and buy a magazine from a magazine stand, right? And they're all there. And all I'm looking for is just like one magazine, and all I can see is like magazines.
Sure.
And I will stand there for 2 hours trying to find the magazine. Like I can't focus on one thing.
Yeah. I think we share the same sentiment.
Well, I will have to laugh because Anthony Davis, what I just did yesterday is I hosted the Marvel red carpet premiere for Marvel Studios Doctor Strange.
I work at Marvel sometimes. Talking about that.
I mean, it's amazing. Like you go see it like now. Like I've seen it twice now. Yeah. I just laugh because I'm a big Marvel head, and it's just so funny because top of the show was just like, oh, Marvel. Then Anthony Davis is like, well, let me tell you, there's some things.
It's not good enough.
See the full picture.
It's just not good enough.
Rewind the tape, Anthony. I was right where you were sitting. I was just like, it's great. And even now, even we were doing Winter Soldier, Jam still has to walk me through the plot because I was like, there are so many sparkles. I get it.
But I have to say, though, I think the amazing thing is that, like, this has never been done before. And my brain is still, I was talking to Kevin Feige yesterday. I'm like, how do you keep it all together? It is so impressive what they've managed to do. We're on the 28th movie plus 6 Disney Plus series, and they're all connected. It is just, and it's so well done connected. It's just such an amazing, as someone who grew up reading comic books, and they're able to do the same thing that they were doing in comics of just like continuity and story. And really, back in the 90s, we were talking about this earlier, we had nipples on Batman. It was just, they were just trying to make money, right? But now they're taking these precious stories that have been around for 60 years and doing such great care with it. It's just, for people who love stories and storytelling and this world of heroes. And what's so great about Marvel is that it's not just like Superman, right? It's people like everyday people. Tony Stark was an everyday person. Tony, all these people, like anybody could be a hero. So I just, no matter what, hat goes off to what Marvel is doing, because it's never been done before, and it's incredibly impressive, the feat of storytelling.
Man, you drunk the Kool-Aid. I mean, this is such a
Anthony Davis, maybe you missed the part. I work there.
I know you do.
No, you can't.
I could not disagree more. But I mean, it's. I love hearing you enthused. I tell you something. When I first moved to Los Angeles, and I went to, there's a lovely theater. What is it? I think it's anyway. There's a lot. I like going to little independent cinemas, and I saw parents taking like 3 or 4 or 5-year-old children to see, like the latest Marvel movie, with all this death and destruction and shooting, and I was like, "What are they?
Well,
weaning
this is
these
America,
children
Anthony Davis.
I know.
Please,
I'm
come
learning.
on, Anthony Davis.
Learning.
My parents took me to see all kinds of things. I went to go see Bad Boys when I was 4. So I mean, this is America.
And
but
you are
Anthony
a bad
Davis,
boy, though.
what do you? I am. What do you have on your show? We know you're not going to talk about Marvel, but what are you talking about on your show today?
Oh no, I'm just going to talk about Marvel. We're talking about how great it is. That's why. By the way, incidentally, I was actually in a real Superman movie. I was in Superman 4: The Quest for Peace with Christopher Reeve. Yeah,
That's
only a
huge.
tiny little part, but that was like in my childhood. So like I do come from that. I love a comic book. Don't get me wrong. But anyway, well, this is another day for this conversation.
We'll do a special. We're
going to be talking about America banning abortion. That's what we're going to be talking about. So that's from the sublime to the ridiculous. This is after the news that it's a leaked kind of pre-report from the Supreme Court saying that soon women could lose their right to an abortion. So we can look at that. We're going to look at Arkansas because Republican governor there wants to run for presidential office. Also, Donald Trump's former forthcoming book, Mark Esper's book, says Trump wanted to shoot demonstrators protesting George Floyd's death, I should say. And in 1937, Margaret Mitchell won the Pulitzer Prize for Gone with the Wind. We'll be celebrating her. So lots to talk about.
Hey, we're going to end up. That's good. Yeah.
Always end on
we're
a good
learn
Gone
on
with
this.
the Wind. Very questionable film, though, as well. So I'm sure you guys will be
Me too.
unpacking
Big
that.
fan of flatulence, so it's going to be great.
Ooh, all right, great, awesome. Well, thank you, Anthony Davis. I think I don't know who hops off. Do you hop off?
I'm gonna hop off, but thank you guys.
Okay.
Keep up the great
All
work.
right.
Thank you so much for
See you
being here.
soon.
Well, look
All
forward. I'm
right.
going to tune in.
All right. Well, there it is. Keep sticking around. This is there's so much more programming to come. Renee, we're gonna miss you this week so much.
Oh, that's
Please
very kind.
have a great week away.
You
We
guys will
can't
have the
wait for
best
you
time.
to come on back. But we'll be back for the rest of the week. We do have a special guest co-host Mackenzie Green is going to be with us. And then on Thursday, we have Avi Roque, who, if you all are fans of the Owl House, they are one of the voiceover actors on the Owl House. So you'll want to stick around. Make sure you're here for Thursday so you can ask them all your burning questions about the Owl House.
Love it. I love it. Sounds like a lot of fun. And you guys know the drill. So plenty of great stuff right here on our show. But then after this, you just saw him. Anthony Davis is coming. Then we got your pal Hal. And followed by that is Mario Smith. Back channel for days over here Lots of good
Backchannel.
Backchannel.
And look at that. Audra loves the Owl House. So make sure to hear on Thursday because you're going to get
Yeah.
to talk to one of the voiceover actors who plays Rain Whispers, Avi Roque. So very exciting. All right. And make sure if you haven't done so already, head over to www.backchannel.tv to leave a review. And we'll be back tomorrow, 7 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central time, Monday through Friday. And we'll see y'all. Renee, have a great rest of your week. Get on uppers. I'll see you tomorrow for Wednesday's show. And thank you so much for watching Get On Up. I'm James Arthur M.
And I'm Renee Colbert. And you just
got on up.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you later.